see mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de papa emeka. Don't blind from growing picking, don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know it.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts.
See mommy in Kechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de papa emeka. Don't blind from growing picking, don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today now just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, don't let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joints with the trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Breaking news reaching us now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action. As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for those who were unheard. He spoke not just for his generation, but for all those whose lives were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed. But as Kanu's message spread, so did the fear of the establishment. His calls for self-determination grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the government. They feared the revival of a Biafran spirit, one that could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so, they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested, again, 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 and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate, my right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafraland, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Act. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Driver they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side, along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the pali boy, see no day for talk. See nothing for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is my wicked word. This is my confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Driver they go. Opposite Udi, but the right hand the side, along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run.
language of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ala ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi ka i wee tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro, ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ, ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ, ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka i wee mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru, ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna, ka i wee tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Ka ọ ga-abụ n'ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa, anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị, kpee isi ala nye gị, bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. Punish all of you. You want to be clever. Like Southeast governors, they want to be clever. Insecurity. Who brought Operation Python dance? I'm asking them. Who fired the first shot? I'm asking them. Who brought the army to start killing people? I'm asking them. Now the people are saying enough is enough. You are talking insecurity everywhere. Insecurity everywhere. INEC said, it doesn't matter, we conduct election. Come and conduct and let us see. In Anambra, November. I'm laughing in Greek. In Anambra election. You think we're going to beg people, oh, stay at home, don't come out. No. There'll be no election in Anambra in November. Instead, heaven will fall. That'll be none. Watch and see. Watch and see. That we'll put on video. I ain't got cinema. We'll put on cinema for you. You'll be watching in November. Come and do election and let us see. Maybe Obiano should prepare to stay in office longer, or they should appoint somebody else because there'll be no election in Anambra State. So you can bring another hope into Anambra. People are joking. The same people bombing, killing, raping, and sacking villages are telling me about insecurity. Is it not the same Asorok that said, the same Femi Adesina writing rubbish, telling you either give your land for Ruga or your life will go? Are you not the same people? Are you not the same people? You are now trying to tell us about insecurity because people are fighting back. That's all. You bring your army and police as the advance guard. Right now, as I speak, the Fulani hit squad in Abia State is inside Obinze military barracks. Obinze, they are there. That's where they are camped. Every Fulani attacking every village, both in Yoruba land, they quarter them very close to a Fulani-controlled military barracks. That's what they do. I want Nigeria, our country. We need unity. That's rubbish. No wonder white people are racist towards black people and no other race. Because they do. I have discovered what they found out a long time ago, that black people are foolish. They can't reason very well. Somebody who told you that if he loses elections, the monkeys and baboons will be soaked in blood is now telling us, allegedly, about insecurity. The idiots that lost elections and they killed youth coppers, 11 of them, Igbo people, is telling me about insecurity. The person that said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North is telling me about insecurity. The people appointed as the spokespeople, chief negotiator for Boko Haram is telling me about insecurity. And you swallow all this nonsense every day. Chineke Meluna Bere and these black people. This work is a burden that Elohim has given to me. It's a burden. And that's why I'm discharging it. I will take one or two of your calls before we bring this program to a close. You know, those who say they own the no. I want to also inform the people, those who say they own the land and they are the law. Don't worry. Don't worry. You are going to hear from us. Don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You will hear from Biafrans. You know that this time around is not issue of social media. They are begging Buhari to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while Fulani have not begged for the release of Boko Haram, but they are releasing them every day. Nobody has made a video to release Boko Haram. They are releasing Boko Haram every day in their hundreds. These are people who have directly carried gun and murder people, killed soldiers, killed police, killed villagers, killed people. What is the ideology? Nothing. Only to turn Nigeria into Islamic State. They released Boko Haram without court order. Yet, the people that you elect or elected keep mute, while our people are languishing in prison, different prison in Nigeria. You elect fools. Every 4 years, you elect them to go and represent you in an evil entity establishment of the British. So next year, we are going to end their reign. Those that you have elected and all they do is to tell you that they have the monopoly to kill at any time by inviting the military who are Boko Haram members to come to your villages and wipe you away. We are going to collect the power from them. I want you to understand that when we successfully stop Nigeria from conducting election, Ojo Zokalo will have no power again. His power will end in the north, if not allow him. By the time we succeed in stopping election in Biafraland, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo and all of them, the power that they have, that they used to intimidate Biafrans, will be taken away from them completely. By the time we stop the election in Biafraland, every politician who have not spoken since the killing of Biafrans, the power will be taken away from them. I am telling you the fact. Very, very easy. We will take the power away from them. I want you to understand, now you are going to know the reason why this sit at home, we have made it very clear how important it is that you sit at home to prepare your mind for what is to come. Because in this no election, sit at home is going to be one of the tools we are going to use. I want you to understand that we have actually succeeded. We have done the test for more than 1 good year. We have been able to prove to the world that the politicians in Biafraland have no control over the people. The governors cannot control the people of Biafra. That is why we sit at home every Monday, irrespective of the threat coming from them. The Biafra people, we always sit at home on Monday. So we have actually test run this particular approach we're going to use next year. I want you to understand that after the no election have succeeded, the way Omahi of Ebonyi State felt when he fought sit at home is the way they are going to feel. The way Soludo lost the battle over Monday sit at home is the same way he is going to feel. The same way Hope Uzodinma lost the battle of sit at home is the same way he is going to feel. The same way all the politicians and the governors who ganged up to start killing Eastern Security Network for the past 1 year and they have not succeeded in killing them is the same way all of them are going to feel. They will feel that the power has been completely taken away from them. And after this is done, the door and the gate will be open. This time around, you are not going to fight alone. Some of them will join us to fight Nigeria. I am telling you the fact, because they cannot be in Biafra land and fight against us at the end of the day. You see Omahi, you see all the governors of the Southeast, by the time we succeed in stopping this election, they will have no choice. They are going to deploy resources to fight against Nigeria. They can't be inside Biafra land and command anybody or command any military. It will not happen. I am telling you the fact. And in all these things that will be happening from the beginning, they would like to do garagara. They would like to do garagara, that they are the commander, they command state and that, you know, and we are going to give it to them, woto, the first 3 weeks. Election observers, international community will be talking. I want you people to understand that the way South Africa got liberation from the apartheid regime is not the same thing we are going to do. I want to inform you that the way Sudan got disintegrated is not the same thing we are going to do. I want you to understand that the way Ambazonia started fighting their own is not the way we are going to do our own. I want you to understand that the way Eritrea, Tigray or Ethiopia and all of them are doing their own is not the way we are going to do our own. We are different from different culture, and Nigeria is completely a different country. The contraption of Nigeria is different from others. And we have been able to research to know the best way to disintegrate Nigeria. And let me tell you, there are many things
we are not going to make public. This is just one of the plan. This one will never fail. We are going to add the A, B, C to Z. There is plan A, B, C to Z. And if care is not taken, we are going to apply all the plan at the same time. Because Nigeria don't need to have mess. We don't need to mess. We don't need to have mercy on this evil contraption called Nigeria. The country that have killed millions of Biafra people to maintain one Nigeria. But I want to assure you people today that after this generation of Biafra, after this generation, anybody that had something to do with Nigeria will know that Biafra really have men. And this generation, that our brain is very, very hot. I want to inform you today that by the time we succeed in stopping election in Biafraland, we are going to instigate the governors against Nigeria. This is a nature. It is something that you can never avoid it. By the time we stop the election, we are going to instigate them against each other. Governors will fight the government. Senators will fight the government. They have no choice because they are going to be left alone with us in Biafraland. Those who will succeed in flying away to Abuja to stay, they will enjoy it for a while. And there in Abuja, the Fulanis will deal with them. Because you know what? They're going to be saying, you are all there, and these people have come to take over Biafra, and you people are not talking. They will finish them. But we know Fulani very well. They will finish them in Abuja. Some of them may, some of them may flee outside Nigeria. For how long? You are going to be in exile. We are not in exile. We did not flee. We live here. And the reason why we live here is because of this day that we are into now. Because of today. Because God positioned us where we are today. We did not flee. We did not flee to exile. We moved where we are and where we are living today. Some of you will leave Nigeria and you will run to exile. What I'm explaining today is because of, we need to explain certain things for you people to know why we are doing what we are doing. So anybody that is kicking against this plan should not be part of your group. Anybody that is kicking against this plan should not be part of your group. Anybody that, what they tell you before is that, oh, release, let us support P2B. P2B will get Biafra. That is the dumbest thing I have heard. Very dumb. Very dumb reasoning. Again, they tell you, oh, P2B will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Another dumb thing. You know why we never listen to them is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. If you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commit crime, what I'm doing, is it a crime? It's not a crime. And I don't blame Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because the people that joined him when he was calling for people to come and join Biafra, he didn't select them. This criminal just came because they have found opportunity to make a living. That is why today they have tried everything to instigate the government do something against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything I have done, they say is a crime. Meanwhile, I know that I am not committing a crime. That what I'm doing is what any man can do for the freedom of his people. But the people are saying that what I'm doing is a crime. And it is exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done, which I know is not a crime. And when you listen to these people, they will tell you, oh, I want to turn IPOB to a terrorist organization. As if I am not the one that is preaching this gospel. So you think if IPOB is a terrorist organization, I am exempted? But I know my right. And that's my right. I'm going to stick on it. Like I have said before, Nigeria continue to demonstrate that Nigeria is a lawless country. And we are going to follow Nigeria lawlessness. With lawlessness, I want you to understand that today, Nigeria state.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining me on today's program, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate everyone that has connected to this program. If you are joining us from any part of the world, from Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining us from Biafraland, you are joining from Asia, you are joining from Russia, you are joining us from China, from Israel, from Palestine, wherever you are joining us from, I welcome you to this very program and I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for being part of the program. Please, as you join us, kindly like and share the program. Like and share to family and friends. Like and share to your neighbors. Like and share to everyone that is close to you. Either you are watching us on TikTok or you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube where I'm hosting the program. I welcome you and I appreciate you as you join us on this very program. We must continue to send out these messages. It is our responsibility that we have signed up for. Nobody forced us into it. We have chosen our own assignment in the struggle, and we will continue to do it regardless what happens. It does not matter the attack. It does not matter the disagreement. It doesn't matter the pushback. Whatever happens, we will continue to speak. Even if it is only one person that is listening to us, we will continue to speak. That is the assignment we have taken. Chukwu Okike Abiyama himself has a way of passing the message and let the people hear. I want to remind everyone that is watching us live at this minute and those who are going to watch our program in time to come later on, that in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to this platform to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here for propaganda or blackmail. In this platform, we do not come here to support any individual or any group. We are here to promote the cause of Biafra. That is what we do. So whenever you join us, have that at the back of your mind, that we are here for Biafra and for Biafra alone, nothing else. Everything that has to do with Biafra is what we promote and support. We present Biafra to the whole world as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That is what we do. Nigeria being a failed state is no longer a story. It's not a propaganda. It's not a blackmail. It is a fact that Nigeria is a failed state. So it does not matter what happens. It doesn't matter the attack that is coming. It doesn't matter if you are not comfortable with our message. Keep the door. Just face the door and walk away. Our message can never, ever change. It does not matter what happens. As long as this platform continues to run, the only people that have the power to stop me from speaking is YouTube themselves. But as long as YouTube allows my platform to continue to run, I will speak. Even when I come online, if there is nobody watching, I will continue to speak on the same topic. We do not support violence. We do not promote hate. We don't attack people or individuals. We are here to present Biafra as a remedy. Biafra as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. We are here to debunk every lie that has been told against the Biafran people. The lies they have told against our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the lies they have told against our Prime Minister, Mazi Herbert. These lies, we trash them and throw them to the dustbin where they belong. And we speak to international communities, call their attention to the atrocities happening against the Biafrans. That is what we have signed up for, and we will continue to go on that path. Come sun, come rain, until death do us part. For those of you who have the same mindset, for those of you who are seeker of truth, and while you are seeking the truth, you should be able to allow people to express themselves, because that is what this platform is all about. This platform is for everybody, regardless your group, regardless your section, regardless your tribe, regardless your religion, regardless of your belief, regardless of your opinion. This platform is for you. A platform that stands for Biafra, opens up for every individual. Come with your opinion. It is even much more better if you have a superior argument. If you have a superior argument, you are highly welcome. You are the kind of guest we want. You have a superior argument. Why we should do certain things in a certain way. Explain to us with points. Our ears are open to listen. We engage in constructive arguments. We disagree to agree. All we do here is to put everything on the table and allow the people to take their decision. Whatever decision you take, you will be responsible for it. Nobody's going to be held accountable for your decisions. That is why we make it open. Come with your own opinion. And when you join us on this platform, you will always see a link. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link there. All you need to do is to click the link and join if you have a point to make. If you're watching on TikTok and you have a point to make, send your request. I will bring you in and you make your point. The whole world will hear you. The same thing on Facebook. So wherever you are connected from, I urge you to be part of the discussion. Remember I said, the only thing that qualifies you to join me in this platform is for you to be a human being with conscience. That's all. Nothing else. As long as you're a human with conscience, come the way you are. Bring it on. We are ready to take you on. Respond where necessary and allow you to express yourself without gagging you in any way, in any form, in any manner. And we will continue to do that. That is what we stand for. Nobody can change that for us. You can't change it. That was how we started, and that is how we will continue. Allowing people to express themselves, giving people the room to say what their mind, and then we'll deliberate about it, whether they are correct or they are not correct. Let the Biafrans be the judge. Let the Biafrans be the judge. So I appreciate everyone that has connected so far and those who are ready and willing to be around. I appreciate every one of you, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. So those who are going to join us on stage, when you are joining us on stage, please make sure you appear in a very decent manner. If you are coming on video, it is not compulsory for you to join us on video. You might decide to come on audio. It is welcome. So if you join us on audio, all we ask is that when you are speaking to us, speak in a very civil manner. Speak in a civil manner so that the whole world can understand you. Those who you are speaking to can be able to digest your word also. It is very important. So I appreciate everyone that has connected so far, wherever you are connected from. Thank you for being part of the program, and we must continue regardless whatever the case may be. Yesterday was another great day. Our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, threw another bomb yesterday. You see, when our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi was here, he is the one that raises the tension. He is the one that knows where to touch the zoo, and they will begin to talk. Mazi Nnamdi has mastered the craft on how to take over the media. Mazi Simon Ekpa, he knows what to say and what to do to take over the media in the favor of Biafra and on the favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why Mazi Simon Ekpa was here? You can't afford to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of media, and you cannot be able to push him back. He tries as every given opportunity to put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the front line, and he did it excellently well until the moment Finland came into the picture through the bribery and corruption of Nigeria and took him away. And since his absence today, you can see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a media guru also, and he knows how to take over the media. In the very first appearance in the course the other time, he took over the media with the step he took. When he took that step, he made a headline all over the world, not only in the zoo. The media of the zoo cannot afford to keep silent when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu take action or when Mazi Simon Ekpa speak. That is a very strong strategy that some of us are not paying attention to. You know, we don't have the media. We only have the social media. That is where we are in charge on social media. But when it comes to conventional media, they don't want to report anything about it. In fact, they try as much as possible to avoid everything that has to do with Biafra. Nigerian media avoids it. Most times they try to avoid anything that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or whatever, to make sure they silence that situation, make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is forgotten. But I bet you, Mazi Simon Ekpa was in gap and played a heavy major role. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not have the opportunity to speak, Mazi Simon Ekpa was in front line, making sure that whenever his name is mentioned, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trend. Anytime you mention Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trend. And you cannot afford to search for a single day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not mentioned. And now that Mazi Simon Ekpa is after the picture, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taken over the command. And you can see in his last appearance, the statement he made created attention that you can't afford to ignore. The media of Nigeria could not afford to ignore the steps of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When he made that comment, he took that step. The whole media, everywhere, all the media headline for days was talking about that. And why they were dealing with that and they thought they were going to press it down. Just yesterday, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released another bombshell. And I bet you, every one of us should be proud of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the chosen person. He is the chosen one. There is no doubt whatsoever. That is why in my support and loyalty to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is unquestionable. Nobody dare come close. Unquestionable. Likewise, my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, my loyalty to him, unquestionable. Because they have proven it through their actions to make sure that Biafra is not forgotten. When you say Biafra is non-negotiable, it is not enough to say it. In your actions, you have to display it. In your actions, we can say anything verbally, which you know that Nigerian government doesn't take it serious. The only language they understand is the language of force. And when I say language of force, doesn't necessarily mean shooting of a gun, firing of a bullet. No. Use strong words, strong statements, strong words, strong moves. And when you do it, they cannot bear it. They can't keep quiet at the disgrace. They can't be silent at the shame. You will see them running from pillar to pole to respond. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Yesterday, we saw his appearance in the court. And as always, he cautioned the Zoological Republic media on their evil agenda and their behaviors, which every one of us know about. The attitude of the media is not strange. They have done it over and over and over again. But at this point in time, we have succeeded in taking over everywhere, including the Zoo media. With the protest that was led by Showore, every game have changed. It is not just about Biafra anymore. It is not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anymore. It is about humanity. It is about humanity. That is what it is about now. We are talking about justice for all. That is what it's all about. We are talking about justice for all. I thank Chukwu Okikame that at this point in time, many people who are ignorant are beginning to wake up from their idiocy. Because we know that many Nigerians are very, very ignorant. Ignorant in what they confess and what they preach. So many of them do not even understand what they are preaching. They don't understand what they are talking about. It is sad. But the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made it clear, have granted free of charge education to every indigenous person in Nigeria. And I thank God that they are learning and learning very fast. I thank Chukwu Okikame, they are learning and learning very fast. As for their media, these people are unrepentant. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called them out again yesterday.
Study news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that?
They don't know.
That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
You see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he was searching for the media of Nigeria to speak to them face to face. And he invoked the God of justice in the court yesterday. That statement was an invocation. In case you don't know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu invoked the God of justice. And I bet you the God of justice is never silent. The God of justice can never, have never, will never be silent to that call yesterday. We are not stopping. We have just started. And as we speak, that same yesterday, Aloy Ejimako, Omoyele Sowore, and the 15 others were released yesterday. They were all released, and we are happy for that. And we hope to continue from where we stopped. Yesterday, while we waited, I was even expecting that they are going to be out before the end of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But eventually, you know, Nigerian Zoological Republic, they will always try to keep you for as long as they can. That is how they operate. They will try to keep you as long as they can. And that was what we saw yesterday. Instead of them
freedom come, I struggle, freedom come. Freedom come, I struggle, freedom come. Is a leader, Kanu now! Free Nnamdi Kanu now! Free Nnamdi Kanu now! Free Nnamdi Kanu now!
Illegal, unjust, unwarranted, and inhuman detention by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, orchestrated by his illegal IGP Kayode Egbetokun. And we're heading home. Hopefully. In fact, I was supposed to be heading to Lagos for a protest for tomorrow. But we are still checking on the flight, if there's any flight tonight.
But have you seen the warning from the Lagos State government?
You know, they can warn themselves, they can't warn me. You can't warn me about my rights. Yes. They are the ones who have to warn themselves about their responsibilities. So it wasn't going to stop me. It is not the first time people who are paid to protect have become very likely responsible and warning people not to exercise their rights. So you can't warn me about my rights.
Okay, now in the build up to the protest, the police had actually issued a warning and they said you contravened that warning by entering into the restricted zone, which was why the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu was also arrested.
The lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu is here, but before he speaks, I'm not a lawyer. But what I know is that if a court gives an order and there's a contravention of that order, you go back to the same court to complain to the judge. It's not the job of police to take it upon itself to be enforcing court orders that it had interest in. But even if they don't have interest in it, there was a court order issued by a judge saying don't go to certain areas. If you want to review the order, you go back to the court. If you want to complain that the orders were violated, you go back to the court. Absolutely. So the police, being an irresponsible organization in Nigeria, took laws into its hand. And I can guarantee you that those court orders were never served on us. If you look at the Schedule 3 of the court order, it says serve them by Friday. So no court order was served on us. But assuming it was served on us, even our courts understand that there are certain areas or boundaries we cannot cross when it comes to fundamental human rights.
Okay, so what's your word in terms of the justice system, seeing what played out when you were beaten and manhandled in the court?
It's not the first time they will do that. You must have seen a plethora of police attacks on me. Since 1992, some of the police who attacked me had to fight for their retirement benefits a few weeks ago. So it's to also tell the police that are doing it now that they will soon meet their Waterloo. There's no question about that. But most importantly, our goal is to fix the country. We can't be going after small issues, including individuals. The country we want to fix, that's what is on our plate, not this individual police. I cannot be banding words, for instance, with the police PRO, who I know doesn't know his left from his right. I can't be banding words with the IGP. It's no longer in the police force. And you cannot be IGP if you are not in the police force. And they understand it. That's why they lose their mind. So I have been through about 7 presidents in my lifetime since probably more now, since 1992. Several police IGPs, and some of them I've had to help in the course of. Some of them I had to assist where they were even still serving. Yes. So these are not issues that bothers me a lot. Anybody who is doing what we do knows that your second vacation home is prison.
The service chiefs, I need you to comment on that.
The service chiefs, let me tell you, I was the first to complain about that one who says he wanted to fence Nigeria, Musa. That one doesn't know his left from his right, but he's still even better than Egbetokun. Egbetokun should have been fired if Tinubu were to be serious. But, you know, I'm not an advisor to the president, and I particularly don't care what Tinubu does with his illegitimate regime, honestly. So
Barrister Aloy, please, we would like you to share your experience, considering the fact that we're actually living in denial, thinking you'll be released on the day you were arrested. And what has this experience actually taught you?
Well, this experience is traumatic. Speaking honestly, it's traumatic for me. It's traumatic for my colleagues, everybody. If you say it isn't, then you are in denial. Traumatic in the sense of the manner of the arrest. It was very brutal, too confrontational. People who were cooperating with the police were being shoved around, being beaten up. Some of them sustained injuries. Tear gas canisters were deployed directly at most of us. 2 had impact on me. And in fact, if we didn't have strong lungs, some of us would have given up the ghost on the spot. I don't think that type of brutality has a place in a well-ordered modern society. This is the type of thing that we need to do away with in Nigeria. Even at the police headquarters, CID, Gariki, the command, they deployed canisters, several canisters of tear gas just to get us to bundle us into vehicles that will take us to Abattoir. He didn't need to do that because we were already under your control. So that's something that is abhorrible and should be condemned by all and sundry. It is not good. It's unlawful. It's brigandage and it is executive rascality in high places.
While you were in detention, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually let go of his defense team. Now, we are starting to hear that he is saying there is no case submission of this. What is your take? Considering the fact that, okay, you are also among those defending, and this even led you to be sent to the
Where the protest was directed, let me make this clear. The protest was directed against the presidency, not against the judiciary. You know, there are things that come first. If the presidency or the executive branch of government does not put you up for trial, no court has the authority to initiate prosecution against you. So it's a question of where to place the blame. I've noticed a lot of understanding as if we are protesting against the court. No, the court didn't initiate it. The presidency did. The attorney general did. So if the presidency or the executive branch says Nnamdi Kanu's case should no longer be prosecuted, the court will have nothing to try.
Exactly.
This is our point. So those people saying Nnamdi Kanu is on trial and we are interfering with judiciary, contempt of law, blah, blah, blah. No, come on. That's complete misunderstanding of the situation.
Yes.
It is Tinubu we wanted to talk to. You don't have any business prosecuting a man that has done nothing wrong.
Yes.
And a man you brought into the country under situation that offended humanity, international law, and even Nigerian law.
Yes.
You don't have a business putting him up for trial. So withdraw. Under section 174, I think, of the Constitution, he can direct the Attorney General to do a nolle prosecute. It was done for sure here, right? It has been done in history for a whole lot of people. The presidency or the executive branch or the attorney general can say, we are no longer interested in the case, and that's the end of it. That was the purpose of the protest.
Yes.
And I was the organizer, by the way.
He initiated it.
Yes.
Okay, Barrister Kingdom. In all of this drama that played out, I think about 5 days back, what's your own stance?
Well, my own arrest is so dramatic. My own is a situation where the IG himself has become the federation. And you know, they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because his regime was illegally, the Police Act was illegally amended, and to have him as an absolute IG. That is why you see him exercising absolute power. You know, so I was arrested while I was addressing the media. You know, I was live on News Central and Arise Television and a couple of other media organizations, and I was addressing the media with respect to the protest and the reason why in Nigeria I think that there should be justice for all of us, all Nigerians, no matter where you come from, whether you are Igbo man, you are Yoruba man, you are Hausa man. I was very vocal and I was very point blank to say that Nnamdi Kanu was being held because he's an Igbo man.
Now you have heard it. This was the briefing that came from those who were released yesterday. You can see Omoyele Sowore spoke there, the convener of the Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu protest. You heard from Lawyer Jimako, the special counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and some other people who were still there in that very thing. You see what transpired. When we talk about Nigeria being a terrorist country, it is a truth. Just like the video of the son of Fela that I played yesterday, in that very place, he said that if there are any kidnapper in Nigeria, the people who are kidnapping Nigerian people is the government itself. They are the #1 kidnappers. And they kidnap and they collect ransom and all that. They do it in their own. They don't call it ransom, they call it a bail. See, all these things we are saying is just I just thank God for this protest of Show because it's revealing a lot of things. It revealed a lot of things. A lot of issues are now open, and some Biafrans and Nigerians are now beginning to understand better. People are now beginning to understand better. And I really like the resilience of Show. You can see, even after coming out from that detention, he is traveling to Lagos for another protest. That is what we call activism. Not all these ones that are content creators. They create content creators and they come to claim to be activists. Content creators who are busy talking about irrelevant issues, attacking fellow citizens, and instead of them focusing on the government itself, they focus on their fellow citizens. It's a very shameful thing, but that is what we have seen every now and again in that very zoological republic. But wherever you are watching us from, I want you to understand that this struggle has just begun. It is not ending. It has just begun. And you must tighten up your belt. If Showore could come out from detention and right there in the interview, he's looking for the next flight to go to Lagos and protest for the destruction of people's building in Lagos State, you should know that he's not joking. It is not about, he doesn't even care about his life anymore. He doesn't care about anything. All he wants is justice for all. And that is what human rights activism is all about. Not those who tomorrow you are an activist, the next day they give you an appointment. Look at, including those who call themselves Reverend Fathers. You see some of them. Once they are given an appointment by the federal government, they start talking rubbish. They start talking nonsense. So many of them. You see people today, they are talking about Biafra. The next minute they see money in their account, they are talking rubbish. If you are an activist, you believe in something, you must believe in it based on your own conviction. It must be based on your own conviction, not because your brother said or because your sister said. Whatever you do, something based your own conviction. Don't do it because of my own word or what. Try to find your own conviction to do what you are doing. And this is also in this Biafra struggle that we are. So many of us are sheepishly doing what we are doing because we are not convinced about it. You are only doing it because your friend is doing it, because your brother is doing it, because your sister, your town man is doing it, because your fellow man is doing it. That is why you are doing it, not because you have a conviction. If you are called in a debate to defend what we are doing, so many of us cannot even defend why we are asking for Biafra. So many of us cannot stand the debate to defend why you are bent on doing what we are doing in this very Biafra struggle. It is a shame, a very shameful thing. And it applies to everything you do in life. Have your own conviction yourself as a human being. When you have your own conviction on what you are doing, nobody's going to bully you or tell you what to do or what to do. No. Nobody's going to bully you. If you have your conviction, you should be able to stand and defend whatever you do. That is why in this platform, I like to allow people to come out, speak their mind, and defend what they believe in. Then the Biafran people will listen to you and see where you are coming from. Either you are one of those who is following sheepishly, or you know what you are doing, or you are actually trying to establish a fact, or maybe because of what you know. We give you that benefit of that. It is important that everybody focus and do what we have to do. We have seen the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what happened yesterday. In the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I played before I continued. I don't know whether if some of you listen to those videos when I'm playing it. I don't know. If you follow me when I start my program and you listen to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I play, you will hear where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if not that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave him the assignment, this very assignment of the nation of Biafra, he would drop it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if not that Chukwu Okike Abiama appointed him for this very assignment, he would have left it long ago. And that is what conviction is all about. Once you are convinced about a project, that this is what you are born for, this is what you are doing, this is why you are doing, and this is what you must do, no human being on the planet Earth will distract you from it. That is why it is impossible, it is nice and important that you define Biafra for yourself. Define this Biafra, this Biafran cause that we are all shouting and talking and jumping up and down. Define it for yourself. Define it. Try to find out by yourself why you must pursue the cause of Biafra. It is only when you have that deep meaning, discover that deep meaning by yourself, for yourself, and all by yourself on yourself. That is when you can be able to stand out and take a decision that is going to affect a positive change in the cause of this Biafra. Not to come and make noise because people are making noise. Not because you want to show your face on camera. You just come and talk. Or because you want popularity. Because you want people to praise you. Because you're looking for one thing or the other. Define it for yourself. Until when you do that, you have not started. In that message, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if not that Chukwu Okike assigned me for this, because of the way the black people reason, because of the way the black, more especially our Igbo people, the way some of us reason, the way we behave, if not that Chukwu Okike appointed him, that he would have left us for the Janjaweed to show us shege. He would have forgotten about it. Go stay in London and enjoy himself with his family. Take his kingship as a king in Afari and take the salary as the other people are taking salary and enjoy himself. But because he has a personal conviction on the assignment given to him by Chukwu, that is why he's still standing and going on. My fellow Biafrans, sons and daughters of Biafra, sons and daughters of truth and freedom across the world, today we stand at a turning point in our struggle. Yesterday, court sitting in Abuja was not just another legal session. It was a historic declaration of defiance and faith in justice. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the fearless leader of indigenous people of Biafra, made a move that has shaken the corridors of power. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yesterday made a move that shook the corridors of power. He entered a no-case submission. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered that, the media was on fire. Everywhere was burning. And remember, before he entered, as he was stepping in, he requested for the media. Because we know Nigerian media is evil. Just like the same way an outsider who was called in Nigeria to come and make false findings warned them. He warned them, do not change my statement. Do not change my statement. Make sure you report what I said. In the same manner, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu yesterday came in and he was warning them, looking for them, searching for them. Yesterday was another powerful one. The move that step the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took is to shake the corridors of power. They couldn't believe it. Up to this minute as we speak, it is still being debated in the media. Experts are coming in, talking and talking and talking from all sides of their mouth. Many people are blabbing. Some are in support, some are attacking, some are trying to bully. But I bet you, when Chukwu Okike have chosen a man, there is nothing you can do. And when you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court, invoke the God of justice. Invoke the God of justice. If you are a human being with conscience, you should beware what you say in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or what you do in this case. My fellow Biafrans, this very morning, we are going to talk. Feel free to join us and express yourself on what has just transpired. We will try as much as possible to uncover why this bold legal step was taken by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why did he take that bold step? We will try to look into the hidden implication of his freedom and for Biafra liberation. The message is sent to Nigeria, the international community, and every oppressed nation on earth. I want you to hang on with me. It is a discussion section. Share this broadcast to all platforms, share to family and friends, click like. If you have not shared, share it. Let us come and discuss so that people, those of them who will gossip at last, those who are very good in gossiping, should come out here, bring their superior argument. Bring that your superior argument here. Because truth must echo louder than tyranny. Truth must always echo louder than tyranny. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how they do it. It doesn't matter their propaganda and blackmail, we are not moved and we will never be moved. Before we dive deep, let's understand what a no-case submission means. When you say no-case submission, we must have understand what a no-case submission means. In legal terms, a no-case submission means the defendant tells the court, the prosecution has not proven any case against me. There is nothing to answer for. When you hear no case submission, we must have to understand what it means in legal terms. Explain it so that when you want to comment, when you want to debate, when you want to speak, you will know where you are speaking from. So, a no case submission means in legal terms, no case submission means the defendant tells the court, the prosecution has not proven any case against me. There is nothing to answer for. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. There is nothing to answer for. And you will say, why? Wouldn't there be something to answer? It is a bold legal declaration that says, even if everything they allege is true, it still doesn't amount to a crime under the law. Did you hear that? It's a bold legal declaration that says, even if everything they allege is true, it still doesn't amount to a crime under the law. These interpretations are very important so that when you see people talking or you're contributing or you're looking at it or you want to offer your own idea, you will understand what you are saying. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made this statement, he has every right. And there are numerous evidence to support this. And this is where we have all stood. From the one, including our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi. Even in the video I played now, he just said it, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer because he has not committed any crime known to law. We have been saying it. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi, have said it over and over from day one. He said it, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not committed any crime, but the government, in their own wickedness and in their own cunning power, they can hold him for as long as they can, cunningly. But in terms of the law, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not in any way disobeyed the law. There's nothing to hold him. In fact, the one that can explain it further is the judgment of the appeal court of the same Zoological Republic. Their own appeal court, the judgment that come there, says that no court in Nigeria has the right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their court. That is what their appeal court said. Because of the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria does not have any law to try anybody on extraordinary rendition. Get it clear. Nigeria does not have any law to try anybody in extraordinary rendition. And if you do that, the law says you are a terrorist. That is what Nigerian law says. So these things are bare fact that they continue to run away from. It's just like this case of Showore that just happened. You saw Showore still repeated it, that even though there was a court order, the court order said, serve them on Friday. Serve them, make sure the court order reaches them on that Friday. So if the court order fails to reach them on Saturday, it becomes null and void. But you see, Nigerian government and their criminal media, they choose to take those ones that certify their evil agenda. And they only talk about violation of the law, court order, court order. None of them is asking the question, did they serve the court order to the people who were required to be served? Nobody asked that question. Nobody was asking that question. Were they served? Were they served? The court said, serve them. That's in the Constitution. Serve them. Were they served? They were not served. But they ignored it. The same thing in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian law does not cover extraordinary rendition. There is no law to try anybody under extraordinary rendition. And that alone ends the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was why Appeal Court said that it cannot be tried. That is why Appeal Court quashed everything. And today, you brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to tell him to now defend himself. On what? On what in particular is he going to defend himself? On what? When your law have said that he has not committed any crime. In fact, you don't have any law to try him. So upon what are you basing your law? Upon what? The law of Nigeria said you cannot do that. You know, when these things are not explained, some people will get scared. Some people will say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows what he's doing. And he has the master stroke. And whatever step he takes, he knows what he's doing. The very first step he took was to remind them that he knows what he's doing. And how did he do that? He did that by calling every single one of them that is a terrorist in Nigeria to prove to people, to the world, that Nigeria itself is a terrorist organization, confirming what a court in Canada have said. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu confirmed the verdict of the court of Canada by mentioning the name of top officials of the government that supported terrorism, that acted in a terrorist manner, that participated fully, actively in terrorism. Proven with evidence, video evidence, picture evidence, audio evidence, they are all there. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, drag all of them into the case. And when the media blew it and they called their names out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retreat. Not that he doesn't know what he's doing, to let them realize, I have no case to answer. You are the one that has a case. If you have a case, face it. Go and face your case. And he has just mentioned names of the people that Nigeria is supposed to prosecute, not him. That was indirectly telling Nigeria, focus on your own people. Focus on people who, the agents you are using to commit illegality. The agents you are using to commit terrorism. Focus on them and not me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he entered no case submission. The God of justice is not sleeping. We never sleep. Not in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He will never sleep. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered that plea, he wasn't dodging trial. You know, some of them go to their media. Some of them say he's dodging trial. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't want his case to be tried. He's run away from the case. He doesn't want to. You are an idiot. If you say that, you're an idiot. Go to their media. That is one thing that some of their media is saying, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dodging trial. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is delaying the trial. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't want to be tried. If you join them to say that, you are an idiot. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered that very plea, he wasn't dodging trial. He was challenging the legality, the logic, the morality of the entire process. Do you understand that? What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing was challenging the legality, the logic, and the morality of the entire process. Get it and get it clear. He is saying, you abducted me illegally from Kenya. You tortured me. You broke my international law. You have no jurisdiction. And after all your noise, you have no evidence. This is simple. I want you to hear it again. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just said in that simple no case submission, it means you abducted me illegally from Kenya. You tortured me. You broke international law. You have no jurisdiction. And after all your noise, you have no evidence. This is a strategic, intelligent, legal strike, not a retreat. This is a strategic, intelligent, legal strike, not a retreat. Very intelligent legal strike, not a retreat. But go to their media and hear what they're saying. Some idiots are there blabbing and talking from many sides of their mouth. Some are saying he doesn't want to stand trial. Some are saying he's afraid. Some are saying he doesn't know how dangerous the movie is. This is going to affect him. It's not going to be okay well for him. Thank you for your concern. Thank you. But what you don't know is bigger than you. What you don't know is bigger than you. In this very program, we're going to talk about 4 major reasons behind this very move that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made. There are 4 major reasons. 4 major reasons we can be able to point out. There might be other reasons. But these are 4 major reasons I can be able to point out why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took this decision. There might be many other reasons within him. But I'm going to point out these 4 major reasons why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took the decision he took. The case has collapsed. After years of illegal detention, extraordinary rendition, and endless adjournments, the Nigerian prosecution failed to present solid evidence that ties Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to any crime. Did you hear me? After years of illegal detention, extraordinary rendition, and endless adjournments, the Nigerian prosecution failed to present solid evidence that ties Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to any single crime. They have shouted treason. From treason, they jumped it, they entered into terrorism. From terrorism, they entered into incitement. But where are the proofs? None exist anywhere. There's no proof anywhere that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu participated in any terrorist activities. Nobody has seen him, not even a penknife. From the time he was detained in 2015 till date, there is no evidence anywhere that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was planning anything with anybody. He was only broadcasting, speaking to Biafran people and pointing out the shortcomings of the Zolka Republic and educating Biafrans on the need for freedom. Preaching self-determination, which is a right. Self-determination is a right, not a privilege. A right for every human being on the planet Earth, supported by international law, supported by African peoples and human rights law. Even Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. So this is one of the major reasons behind the move. This is one of the major reasons. After they have shouted all treason, terrorism, incitement, there's no proof anyway. No proof whatsoever. Secondly, Nigeria violated international law. This is the second reason. Nigeria violated international law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, not extradited through legal process. Under international law, that alone makes the case invalid. The extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes the case invalid. You heard Showore always say it. That one, there was a day Showore was talking on, he said, well, he doesn't even know why they are going on discuss, say they want to discuss with the federal government. Showore said it time and time again in interview. When all those senior advocates were there talking about starting a case, opening a case, he was saying it, that he doesn't even know why at the first place they are even going to answer them in the court. There was no need, because he has no case. Nothing has been proven. So the second reason is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped in Kenya, not extradited through legal process under international law. That alone, that one alone, makes the case invalid. You cannot benefit from your own illegality. Did you hear that? You cannot benefit from your own illegality. But in this case, Nigeria want to benefit from their own illegality. Even when the United Nations have told them, let this man go, gave them 6 months, let him go and pay him compensation, they refuse. They continue to detain him, and they continue to take him to their court, trying to benefit from their own illegality. It has never happened on the planet Earth, and it's not going to happen with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why he said, I have no case. The no case is also a moral and political statement. It is also a moral and political statement. This submission is a powerful moral statement. Very powerful moral statement. A rejection of a corrupt system that criminalizes freedom fighter while rewarding looters, killers. It is saying to Nigeria and the world, you cannot jail justice. You cannot silence the truth. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. In a country where they say they radicalize terrorists that have killed thousands and thousands of people, that are still actively taking innocent life, kidnapping, they are re-radicalizing them and putting them into the military and into the police. They are reaching agreement with them. They go and sit down side by side with terrorists well armed and loaded with arms, and yet they turn back, and the man that is asking for self-determination, they bring him to court to judge him. Based on what? On moral ground, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to discuss with Nigerian government. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. He's not supposed to be there. And number 4, by submitting no case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu legal team is forcing the judge to choose either strike out the charge or release him. It is a strategic legal pressure. A strategic legal pressure. By submitting no case, Kanu's legal team is forcing the judge to choose either strike out the charge or release him. That is what that move of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. Or expose Nigerian judicial further as a tool of oppression. The whole world is watching, remember? The whole world is focused. You know, that is one thing you don't understand. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made the first statement and brought out every criminal that is in Nigeria, those criminals that are involved in illegalities in Nigeria, he called everyone and mentioned all their names. And the whole world got it. He took over the media. Every one of them were broadcasting and why they were announced. They will never say a thing. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talk, they will never ever take it. Until when you hit them in such a diplomatic way, they will not have no choice. They will have no choice than report it. So as they are reporting it, the international community is watching. International media are following. They are all keying in. And that is exposing Nigeria for what they are. If they don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria will be exposed to the extent that whenever you call yourself a Nigeria, you have to cover yourself. Even though now, those who call themselves Nigeria should cover themselves in shame. But it's going to get to a state where no country, sensible country, will like to do anything with Nigeria, except countries like Finland that are senseless, that are poor. They are poor that they can be able to exchange their own dignity for crumbs. Only countries like Finland that are poor to the extent that they can exchange their dignity for crumbs. And I have been calling that the European Union should expel Finland from their group for associating themselves with a terrorist government. Finland should be expelled from the European Union, except the European Union does not stand for justice. Except the European Union does not stand for human rights. If European Union stands for human rights and justice, Finland is supposed to be expelled from the European Union for actively exchanging information with a terrorist government and exchanging bribery and corruption with a terrorist government. They should be expelled. With the action that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taken, with reasons I just given you, either way, Biafra wins. Through justice, through exposure of injustice. Either way, Biafra wins. That is why when you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu take a step, he knows what he's doing. He's not ignorant. And we are going to discuss and talk about the merit of the submission. The merit of the submission that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just made. No case. This move is not emotional. It is strategic, grounded, and powerful. Some of them, they think it's an emotional move for you to have. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it time and again, don't pity me. All I need is justice. Let there be justice, and let it be seen that justice is done. Let there be justice, and let it be seen that justice is done. That's what Bandai said. Just like when he was talking about himself, he said, don't pity me. I want to be healthy to stand at my trial. That's all I want. I just want to be healthy and face my trial. That's it. So some of you that think it's not emotional. This move is not emotional. It is strategic, grounded, and powerful. And the earlier you understand this, the better for all of us. So now we look into the merits of this very move that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made. We look into the merits. One of the merits of the no case that Mazi Nnamdi entered is lack of evidence. Nigeria has no evidence to all the allegations against Mazi. Remember, they have been changing the charges every time. They change it from 1 to 2 to 3, at least time 14. From 14, it came back to 8. From 8, they raised it to 14. From 14. They'll be changing and going round, merry-go-round, playing that kind of video and audio and all. At the end of the day, there is no evidence, lack of evidence. Not a single weapon, not a single violent act tied directly to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not a single weapon, not a single violent act tied directly to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All they have are words, freedom speeches, radio broadcasts, and truth-telling. That is all they have in their court. The only thing they presented against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was freedom speeches that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made, radio broadcasts that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made, and truth-telling. That is all they have. Another merit in that very no case is violation of due process. The due process of the court have been violated again and again and again and again and again. In the same court where a judge said that no court in Nigeria has the right, jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are still there trying him. A place where 3 judges unanimously agree. In the same place where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won his case and the court say pay him compensation. At the same time, we saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu win his case in Kenya. Among these 4 places, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won cases, including in United Nations Arbitral Committee in their discussions. Nigeria has never won one, not even one. And yet, they continue to abuse the process. Adjournment, moving from high court to low court, they go to high, they go to low. Violation of due process. From abduction in Kenya to denied of fair trial, every step violated the Nigerian constitution and international human rights law. You see, when we talk about, it's not even just about international law. Nigerian constitution itself is being violated. The violation of the Nigerian constitution. When we say nobody is a Nigerian, some of you think it's a joke. Nobody is a Nigerian. That is why nobody is ready to put his life for Nigeria. Nobody is ready to obey the laws of Nigeria because nobody is a Nigerian. Nobody is ready to obey the law. Nobody is ready to stand for it. Nobody is ready to die for the so-called Nigeria because nobody is a Nigerian. And the earlier you begin to understand this, the better for you, the better for me. So, one of the merits of the no case is violation of due process. Another merit in this very no case that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered is double jeopardy and jurisdiction issues. Double jeopardy and jurisdiction issues. You cannot try a man you abducted unlawfully. A man you went and abducted unlawfully. You cannot come back and try the same man. You did not pass through the law. If you want to try a man, you have to pass through the law to bring him. Pass through the law to bring him so that you can pass through the law and judge him. You cannot invade the law to bring him, then you go through the law to try him. No, you don't do that. It's unlawful. It's unlawful. You cannot try a man you abducted unlawfully. The court itself becomes a party to illegality if it proceeds. The court becomes a party to illegality if the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu proceeds. That is how the whole world see it. That is how the whole world is seeing Nigerian court as it stands. The whole world now is looking at Nigeria, trying to benefit from their own illegality. So, one of the merits is job opening and jurisdiction issues. Another merit of the no case Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentioned is public interest and international concern. Public interest and international concern. With the Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu protest, you saw the mass movement. You saw the attack. In fact, apart from that very movement, go to social media now and you check. Compare those who are saying Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and those who are saying don't free him. Go and check. Do your census. Get your numbers. Make your inquiries. Go and check. The public opinion today on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The public opinion today on the Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is largely on his favor. Public interest and international concern. In public opinion today, largely it's on the favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freedom. Largely on the favor. The people who were protesting not Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know that we are paid. These are government agents paid. That is one of the illegalities in Nigeria. When you protest, they will go and sponsor anti-protest against the protesters. Nigerian government on daily basis create a false flag operations on all different levels. All these things are merits to the no case Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered. Public interest. Today we know that public opinion is on the side of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to let him go. You can't be holding an innocent man who has not committed any crime and you are allowing terrorists to be running rampage and you're engaging terrorists, paying them money and sitting on the table with them. Public interest is on the favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. International concern, we know that already. Everything is on his side. The whole world is watching. Amnesty International is on the side of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. UN rapporteurs, United Nations, you had the arbitrary committee since 2022. Since 2022, gave an order, gave Nigeria 6 months to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and pay him compensation. So international body have already weighed in. They have already spoken. Let this man go and pay him compensation. And again, the legal scholars, go and check the legal scholars with their idiocy, with their corrupt mind. Yet, when they speak about this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, go and see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is favored. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has their support. On the legal ground, legal scholars are aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on the right path. As we speak, Nigeria's credibility is at stake. Of course, those of us, we already know that Nigeria is not credible, has never been and will never be. But today, that credibility of Nigeria is much more exposed today than ever. So, one of the merits in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is public interest and international concern. With all this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no case submission is excellently and is a knockout. Is a knockout to the Sri Lanka Republic. It's a knockout. There's nothing they can do. They can exercise all their power as a government, do whatever they. It doesn't matter what the result is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the end is. That is the master stroke in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he delivered it by himself. He delivered it by himself. Unapologetically, he delivered it and he's standing by it. Another advantage on it, another thing is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu statements were political expressions. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu statements were political expressions, not criminal act. To jail a man for speaking against injustice is to bury democracy itself. Did you hear that? One of the merits of the no case submission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of the merits is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is the right of every human being on the planet Earth, supported by international law, African Peoples and Human Rights Law, and the zoo law itself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's statement were political expression. That is what it was about. All those brokers, every brokers Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made, all those speeches talking to Biafran people were all political expression, not a criminal act. They were not criminal acts. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in London, in the United Kingdom, for more than a decade, preaching the same message. He was never invited by the police one day. The United Kingdom have the best police you can ever think. You have the best police in London. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching hate speech or was committing terrorism, they would have arrested him in London. You saw the other Yoruba man who was preaching hate against the Igbo people. The other Yoruba boy who came up and began to instigate violence against the Igbos, Yinka or whatever they call him. And that boy was a Tinubu boy. He was a Tinubu boy. He was one who was campaigning for Tinubu. He was instigating violence against the Igbos, attacking the Igbos. He did not do it up to a year, and he was arrested by Scotland Yard. He was arrested. Today, he's serving terrorism jail terms in the UK. He's in prison. A Yoruba man. Somebody, Yinka, I've forgotten that his name. Maybe some of you don't know him. But some of you who are here, if you know him, please remind me his name. I write him. One guy saw that a Yoruba guy who was preaching against the Igbos. Somebody, Yinka also. He was calling on the decision of this thing they're doing in Lagos today was what that boy was campaigning for. Exactly what Showolu is doing today was what that boy was campaigning for on his social media network. He was calling for changing of the name of Mutra Mohammed, just removing the name of every Igbo man that have his name in any street, remove it, taking away their properties, destroy them, drive them away from the market, send them packing. That is what that guy was. Exactly what Showolu is doing today was what that guy was preaching. He didn't do that up to a year. And the United Kingdom police, the Scotland Yard caught him and they took him, charged him for terrorism. He's still in jail now. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the same country, preached for more than a decade. He was never invited by the police, not even one day, in the UK. All his life in UK, for more than a decade, Mazi Nnamdi was preaching every blessed day. He was never invited one day. He was never invited one day. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It only tells that statements were political expression. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was only making political expression, not a criminal act. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was never, ever involved in any criminal act whatsoever. To jail a man for speaking against injustice is to bury democracy itself. And that is what Nigeria is doing. Nigeria continues to bury democracy. Look at what they did to Showore. Simply because Showore was speaking out for justice. Simply because Showore has been speaking out and will continue to speak out for justice. They keep on jailing him, taking him to prison over and over and over again, every time detaining Showore. Simply because he is speaking out for justice. And it is sad that some countries of the world still see Nigeria as a democracy. When you know that to jail a man for speaking against injustice is to bury democracy itself. Democracy has been buried in Nigeria for a very, very long time. But unfortunately, some deceivers are still calling Nigeria a democracy. Some of this Western world who are bent on focusing on only their own interests, they are still calling Nigeria a democracy, when we know it is not. A country like Finland today shamelessly continue to dine and wine with Nigeria. A well-known terrorist country, that a civilized nation like Canada, a first world country like Canada, a high court in Canada spoke and said that every leading political group in Nigeria are terrorist organizations, and today they are running their gang. And Finland is exchanging information with this terrorist organization to the extent that they kidnap their own citizens through their judicial means and keep him in prison. You see why Finland must be removed from the EU. Finland is supposed to be removed from the EU. Except if the EU support terrorism. Except if EU support injustice. But if EU is for justice, if European Union is for justice, if European Union is for humanity and they do not support illegality, Finland should be removed from European Union. Finland should be removed from European Union completely. They have no business being there. They have no business being there. From all these things you have mentioned, from everything we have mentioned here, you now understand that the no-case submission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a great legal stance. If you don't understand it, you begin to understand it now. That the no-case submission of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a great merit. I just mentioned a few. There are so many merits on that. And that is why it is a master stroke. When you see them shouting on their media, talking and blabbing, they know what is coming. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a novice. You saw the chief judge telling the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go and seek advice for a criminal lawyer. Go to hell. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be blackmailed emotionally. You can't blackmail Mazi Nnamdi emotionally. They have tried it and tried emotional blackmail. It doesn't work. Now they began to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu face to face. That was why he was attacked in their DSS. The people that are supposed to keep him safe, they are attacking him in that very place. Not emotional, face-to-face attack. The emotional one is not working anymore. They have to box him and kick him in DSS. And the whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. And now we go into the implication. The legal implication of this move. If the court upholds this submission, the case ends. I want you to pay attention. The legal implication of the no case submission. If the court upholds his submission, the case ends. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will walk out free. It says a legal precedence that restores faith in the judiciary and exposes government abuse. Now, are you getting it? If they uphold this no case submission, the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will automatically come to an end. And in the other way around, it will set a precedence that restores faith in the judicial system of the Zoological Republic and exposes government abuse. Now, do you think that government care about restoring faith in their judiciary? Do you think that the judiciary care, Nigerian government care about restoring faith? Even though they know they have been exposed already. But if the government of Tinubu want to have some little respect, if the government of Tinubu still want to have some little respect, still want to win some little respect for Nigeria, if government of Tinubu want to win respect, simple, small respect for Nigeria, the best thing they have to do is to end this case here. And then the world will say, oh, finally, faith has been restored in the judiciary of Nigeria. The citizens will say, oh, finally, there is still hope in the zoo. People will say, oh, finally, there is still hope. It is an opportunity that the government must tap into if they care. But we are watching. But if the court rejects it, if the court rejects to take this chance, the illegitimacy of Nigerian justice system becomes undeniable to the world. If they continue on this case and refuse to end it, the illegitimacy of Nigerian justice system becomes undeniable to the world. In both outcomes, truth wins. Whatever happens, whether they end it or they continue it, truth wins. And remember the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. He didn't say he will fire a gun. He didn't say he will go to war. No. He said, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth, with my microphone. That was the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And wherever this case goes today, Whether they end it or they continue it, truth wins. Truth wins. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has fulfilled what he said he will do. And whatever happens, he will be very happy. His spirit will be happy. And look at the political implications. This move is a symbol of courage. Not everybody can make this move. Not every man, human being, is courageous enough to take the bull by the horn that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done. The move is a symbol of courage. It sends a message to Biafrans everywhere you are. This move of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu send a message to you that is watching me, to my own very self. Our struggle is not emotional chaos. Did you hear me? Our struggle is not emotional chaos. Always remember that. Our struggle is not emotional chaos. It is guided. It is strategic. And it is lawful. If you are a Biafran, you must hear this and hear it clear. Hear this part. This part is for you. It is for me. Hear it and hear it clear. This move of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol of courage. And it sends a message to Biafrans everywhere. To you that is watching me out there. To my own very self that is speaking. This move of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sends a strong message to all of us. And that message is, our struggle is not emotional chaos. Did you hear me? Our struggle is not emotional chaos. It is guided. It is strategic. And it is lawful. It reminds the world that the Biafra movement is rooted in justice, self-determination, and human dignity. Wherever you are watching this program from, if you have not shared this program, please make sure you share this program so that everybody will get to hear this. Radical evangelism, we must be there. Like the program, share it, and make sure that people are getting these informations. I will do my part. You have to do your part. The international implications of this very case. The no-case submission strengthens the call for international intervention. It tells the United Nations, the AU, and the world powers, Nigeria is holding a political prisoner, not a criminal. Did you hear that? Nigeria is holding a political prisoner and not a criminal. This is where international law and human rights institutions must act. This is where international and human rights institutions must act. This no-case submission also have the spiritual dimension. It has the emotional and spiritual dimension. My brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom across the world, this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just a legal matter. It is a spiritual battle between truth, falsehood, between light and darkness. For over 3 years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has endured humiliation, isolation, and pain. For many years, almost 10 years, not just 3 years, almost 10 years, stay counting. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has endured humiliation, isolation, and pains. But like Mandela, his spirit remains unbroken. His spirit remains unbroken. They can change his body, but they cannot change the truth. Never. They can change his body, but they cannot change the truth. They can shut the courtroom, but they cannot silence Biafran voice. Never. They can delay justice, but they cannot stop destiny. But every Biafra watching me right now, you are part of this prophecy unfolding. Every one of you, if they kick you out from the program, don't worry, you can watch later. If they like, let them remove everybody watching me. I can see they have reduced it to 3 people or 4 people. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care. They can remove everybody on the platform. You can kick them out, remove them. I don't give a damn. The message must continue. I will end my message when I want to end it. I spend the number of time I want to spend and give a full dose of my message. They can deny justice, but they cannot stop destiny. Every Biafran watching me right now, you are part of this prophecy unfolding. Stay strong, stay united, stay vocal. Freedom is never given. It is won through persistence and truth. Freedom is never given. It is won through persistence and truth. My people, the battle is never over. The battle is not over. We must use this moment to speak louder than ever. Wherever you are as a Biafran, we must use this moment to speak louder than ever. Share these broadcasts across all platforms. Tag international media, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, UN, Amnesty International. Anyone you can lay your hand upon, tag them with this message. Demand free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now and free Biafra now. We must continue to speak it. Let every Biafran in diaspora call their representative, write petitions, amplify this injustice. Because if we remain silent, they will rewrite our story. But if we rise, the world will remember that our people, that a people once oppressed, stood up and reclaimed their destiny. Every one of you, wherever you are, we must not give up. It does not matter what they say. It does not matter what they do. It does not matter what they think. We don't give a damn. We are focused on our freedom. And our freedom we must get. I saw a message that my beloved sister Stella Uzoka is writing. My beloved sister Stella Uzoka, don't allow anybody to get you distracted. Do not allow anybody get you distracted. My sister Stella Uzoka, I see your message that you said, but VDM said that all the governors in Igbo land and their evil politicians have paid very big money to make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stay in detention for 20 years. That is nonsense. That's arrant nonsense. That is absolute rubbish. It doesn't make sense. Whatever VDM is saying about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't make sense. It's senseless. There is nothing about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is said today that has not been known before. Whatever VDM is saying about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is absolute rubbish, arrant nonsense. He knows nothing about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He knows nothing. And he should know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be used to be creating content. He should focus on his content creating to attract attention to himself, not with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you want to objective to speak about the case of Mazi Nnamdi, be objective and speak. All this issue of governors paid is gone. That's arrant nonsense. We know there are governors who are interested in the case of Mazi Nnamdi. Every one of us know from day one. So it is not a news. From day one, we know how they participated. We know how they came together to agree. We know how they came together to even proscribe me. They prescribe me. They prescribe you that is watching there. Who are the ones that prescribe you? Is it not the governors? So this is not a news. Don't allow anybody to come and play with your emotion to satisfy his own selfish interest or to project his own nonsense that he's preaching as acclaimed freedom fighter. Don't allow that. Don't allow anybody to distract you. If VDM want to continue with whatever he's doing, he should focus on what he's doing. If you want to speak about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, speak constructively. Stop about all this blackmail, emotional blackmail and nonsense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Those figures and numbers he's calling doesn't make sense. They are senseless. It doesn't make sense anyway. There is nobody that is going to come from the outside to tell me or to tell us, the Biafrans, what is happening to us. We know better than they know. You can never ever know what is going on in our case except those of us who are Biafrans. No outsider can know about the issue of Biafra more than those of us who are in Biafra. So when they come with those their emotion to make you clap for them, or think they feel like they care not about us, and we don't care about them. We care about humanity alone. And when we speak in favor of all. When we speak in favor of all. We call the attention of the world on everybody, not on a particular individual. So, if he wants to speak on the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, speak about your concern on humanity, don't target to Igbo people, politicians. You don't do such a thing. You have no right to go to that extent to be calling out people or giving us numbers, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. As per the involvement of some of the politicians, we know their interests. But at the same time, the ball lies on the court of the presidency. He's the one that is in charge. The blame goes to the office of the presidency. And that is why the protest is channeled to the presidency. They were the one that directed the Attorney General to move the case. They were the one that went and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and brought him. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be let go, or if the case will be quashed, it is them. So telling me that somebody paid them money not to, that is arrant nonsense. We don't have time for that. Out of interest, we know those who have interest. In the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are not hiding. We know them. And some of them are not hiding. They are bold about it. They act towards, they have spoken about it. We know people who has interest, who are making sure that our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. We know them. So my beloved sister, Stella, don't allow the story of that young man to distract you or make you feel, no, whatever he's saying doesn't make sense to us. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Whatever he's saying, it doesn't make sense. Every information we need, we have it within ourselves. In issues that has to do with the Biafran people, that's why I tell you, nobody can know how you feel more than yourself. Nobody. Some people come and say, oh, I know how you feel. I know what the Biafrans are going through. You don't know. You don't know shit. If you are not a Biafran, you cannot know what the Biafrans people are going through. If you are not a Biafran, there is no way on the planet Earth you can know what we are going through. He that wears the shoe knows where it pains him or her. He that wears the shoe knows where it is paining him or her. No, anybody that come to tell you, oh, I know how you feel. I know what the Biafran people are going through. And they know nothing. Most of them are just saying it for their own personal interest to project their own personal agenda. So it is better they focus. If they want to speak in terms of speaking on humanity. Speak about humanity. Just like you see Showore doing. Showore is not just fighting for Biafran people. He's not just fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's fighting against injustice. Injustice. Showore has spoken about how the governors in Biafra, in southeastern part of Nigeria are hindering the release of Mazi Nnamdi. He has spoken about it. Showore has spoken about their interests. But he doesn't make that a topic. He doesn't make that as if, okay, because they are doing that now, there's no hope for us. We can't do anything without them. No. That is how to be an activist. That is how to be objective in your statement. You see, Showore has spoken about the involvement of the politicians in Biafraland in the detention of Mazi Nnamdi. But he didn't stop there as if they are stumbling block. He didn't end there to say because of that No. So that is when you see people show concern, you must have to try to read them where they are coming from and what they are trying to achieve. Nobody should use us to chase cloud. Nobody should use us to build this platform. Don't use us emotionally to drive a particular agenda. As like my own very self here, I am not a content creator. I am not. I can call myself a Biafran activist. That's what I am. I am not a content creator. I am not a content creator. If I'm a content creator, there are so many things I'll be doing here. I will be jumping from one topic to the other, engaging in saga and attacking people here and there. That's not what I do. I focus on issues that have to do with Biafra. How to present Biafra to the world as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. Debunk every lies against us as Biafrans. Every distraction, we attack it and make sure it ends. I'm not a content creator. I stand as a Biafran activist, a hardcore one. I volunteered myself for it. Nobody paid me. Nobody called me to come and do it. Within my own self, when I saw the persecution, which I feel part of it, I feel I have seen it firsthand, persecution. The attack has come to me directly. So whatever I'm doing today, I am defending my people, defending myself, speaking under experience. It's a different thing. I'm not here to create content. So anybody that wants to, you are entitled. I'm not saying that creating content is wrong. It is not wrong. There's nothing wrong in being a content creator. But you should not use your content creating to to distract those who are pursuing a very serious and genuine project. No. Don't try to bring in your content creation to distract people that are pursuing a agenda, and don't always be on a negative creation. Because when you create a content on the negative side to attack a particular project, those people are not going to be silent. In the case of Biafra, if you create a content that is detrimental to the success of Biafra, to the acceleration of Biafra, we won't be silent. We're going to face you head on. We will face you head on. It doesn't matter who you are. And that is where I stand. To focus on those people that are bent on changing the narrative. Because some of them are being paid by Nigerian government to change the narrative. They are always there. Go to social media, go to TikTok, you see them there, go to Facebook, changing narrative at all times. Even Igbo people are part of it. There are some Igbo content creators that they use to change narrative. When you are speaking about something that is relevant, they will bring another topic. Just like how they almost succeeded. They divert our attention that we are the problem for ourselves, that not other people. You will make it a problem. They will come and tell them, hey, you are your problem. You are the ones causing your problem. You are the one delaying yourself. You are the one destroying yourself. You are the one fighting yourself. You are the one killing yourself. These are Igbo people, paid, and some are not paid. They are doing it indirectly. They don't even know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. Helping the government to change the narrative. You see some of them today. Even there is one that says he's a reverend father that I used to see. I don't even listen to that such kind of people. I don't listen to them. But few times I've come across that man video that called himself a reverend father, and you see what is coming inside his mouth. Condemning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, condemning Mazi Simon Ekpa. And you refuse to condemn, you refuse to look at the root of the problem. What gave birth to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What gave birth to Mazi Simon Ekpa? What were they really fighting for? What was the cause that brought them? You don't talk about it. You channel your energy because you want to sound good. You want your enemy to embrace you. You want them to say, oh, this one is not like his brothers. He doesn't talk like the way other people are talking. Oh, he's not like other Igbo people. This one is an Igbo people, Igbo man in style. You are a madman. You are an idiot. Whenever they begin to congratulate you on that side, you should be aware that your days are numbered. You should be worried. Whenever your enemy begin to congratulate you and call you name, you should be worried and know that your days are numbered. You should be worried. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you join us on this platform today, you must be very, very careful and pay attention. And we are going to go look into a program from their media. You know, most of the time, I always bring their media also. So we'll look into the discussion that we have in their media and know what they are saying.
Nigeria's long.
What I said, not this. I'm going to bring that that media. I think where Dele Farotimi was interviewed. Dele Farotimi was interviewed on one of their station. I think it was Channel Television. Let's hear what Dele Farotimi has to say.
Well, yesterday, Monday, October the 20th, had a lot of things happening for it. First, it was the 5th anniversary of the EndSARS protests, particularly the incident at the toll gate. And then there was another protest in the nation's capital, and even in other parts of not just Nigeria and outside the country, the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. And at the heart of it is really the rights of Nigerians to protest, to express themselves. Of course, the police also claiming the right to ensure law and order. Amidst all of this is a conversation around what we really want out of all of this as a people, as a government. And we're joined on the program this morning by Mr. Dele Farotimi, civil rights activist and legal practitioner, joins us virtually. Good morning, Mr. Farotimi. Welcome to the program.
Morning. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, good to have you. I wonder what you make of all of the events from yesterday. I know from time to time you were putting out messages on social media. What was your own interpretation, first, of the NSAS anniversary, the protest, the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, the response by the security operatives, and what this means ultimately for our nation?
Well, I think the first thing is that we need to learn to pay attention to what the Nigerian state does more than the things that it says. Number one, 5 years ago to the day, yesterday, unknown number of Nigerians were murdered by men purportedly members of their own armed forces. It is a sad commentary on the country we have built that up till today, we can't even agree on the facts because the truth is staring us in the face, but men are still arguing against the grain of the truth. Second thing is that when you pay attention, you see very quickly that after 25 years, going on 26 years, 26 years now of our democracy, the Nigerian victim, who we euphemistically refer to as citizens, do not even have the right to express their pains. I'm not even talking about their rights, their pains. Yemi Adamolekun was assaulted at the Lekki toll gate exactly 5 years after the state killed men and women there. Those who were protesting for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were serially assaulted and tear-gassed in full glare of everybody just yesterday. Meanwhile, in this same blessed country of ours, terrorists, euphemistically referred to as bandits, are riding and trooping colors in full glare of TV cameras, granting interviews and laying down conditions for peace to a state that is complicit in the mess that has overtaken it. But those who are asking that a person who was abducted from another country, been granted bail by the court, they're saying, look, free this man. Even the politics of it should have informed the rulers of Nigeria that it's not good for optics, that you have real terrorists who have borne arms, killed multiple numbers of persons, completely unrepentant, who are busy walking around free. But a man who has carried the genuine grievance of his people, you may not like his methods. That's a different ballgame entirely. But how do you complain about his methods when you are mollycoddling even worse? Absolutely. And you can't even find the grace or the sense, common sense, to bring peace in the country and find a way to free the man. So I am all for the right of citizens to protest, but unfortunately the Nigerian is not a citizen. And the Nigerian state advertises it and reinforces that message every day.
So what do you make of the other line of the argument, just to have a well-rounded conversation that says, well, the court has adjourned till October the 23rd, has asked the defendant, in this case, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and his lawyers, to defend themselves, and they have until, I think, the 30th, thereabouts. In fact, the court granted the requests for him to have a meeting with his counsel outside of the DSS. I think that should happen today by 12 noon or between 9 and 12 or thereabouts. So for those who are saying, well, this matter is in court as well, how about really presenting the case in court and ensure that the right things are done from his counsel's case? And I think the jury will be out there. Nigerians will see that you did your work well in the court. And of course, the judgment is left to the honorable justices, but at least you presented your own case. So for those who are saying, allow the court process be exhausted, what do you say to them?
What were these same people saying when Bello Torji is busy rampaging in the northeast and the northwest and is mollycoddled and met by different levels of traditional rulership and even the so-called constituted authority? Local government chairmen are sitting down. Nigeria has created a situation where there seems to be two parallel justice systems. How do you tell somebody to keep exercising patience with a judicial system that would appear to be obeyed only when it does as it is told by the executive? The optics does not make for this argument about the existence of a court process. What happened to the court processes in relation to real bandits, terrorists who have taken Nigerians hostage, killed them, even in their worship centers? How do you have this conversation about having one subject itself to a justice system that is manifestly unjust and incapable of delivering justice, while telling the other one to ignore the fact that there are worse criminals, even in terms of crime, that are being ignored? It is the double standard that makes this argument difficult to stomach. There is a judicial system, quote and unquote, but that judicial system is completely blind to the crimes of one, and in the other one, you find a dissonance that suggests that, okay, so it's okay to treat this one like this, but it's fine to treat the other one in that manner. It is the uneven scale that makes this argument inequitable to even present in the first place. If everybody are treated the same, then we can have this discussion. But in a situation where it is clear, if it is so nauseatingly clear, it is difficult to even have a rational argument where one is saying that, oh, there is a justice system to which Nnamdi Kanu must be subjected, but that justice system, it is gagged, it is blindfolded, it is handcuffed in relation to others. That is not a position I'm able to argue. And in any case, who says we can't walk and chew gum at the same time? It is the inalienable right of those who are truly citizens to protest and show their discontent to their rulers. I don't believe that those who protested have done anything wrong. If anything, I think the Nigerian state is advertising serious double standard that is not sustainable.
Tell them.
What do you think this government is scared of? Do you think are the concerns or worries of this government? Because you've talked about this also working politically for it to be released. This would be a major political point for this government. So what are your thoughts about the government's fears?
Well, I think it is easy to elicit the truth when you look at the objective realities. October 20, 2020, Nigerians were protesting peacefully, waving flags, singing national anthem. They were murdered in cold blood. That is the response of the Nigerian state to those demanding to be treated as citizens. The entire protest was end SARS. SARS was the brutal, and it remains the brutal arm of the Nigerian government in enforcing impunity in Nigeria. But the state did not address this concern. Instead, it murdered those who were demanding to be treated as citizens. Every time Yele Sowore and his cohorts come out to protest something or the other, you see the Nigerian police in full force, always ready to murder, to kill, to maim, every time Nigerians demand to be treated as citizens. But when you look at this way, the same Nigerian state treats bandits, quote and unquote, terrorists, Fulani militia, murdering Nigerians in the full glare of everyone, you see complicit silence by the state. So it's easy to say what the Nigerian state is scared of. The Nigerian state is scared of being subjected to the rule of law and being accountable to its victims. The only time you see the Nigerian army and police flex muscles is when people are demanding to be treated as citizens. Those who bear arms against the Nigerian state, who murder citizens in their beds, in their homes, on their farms, nothing ever happens to them. The Nigerian state is constantly talking about repentant terrorists. We have the most successful de-radicalization program in the entire wide world. We should be exporting it. But it is in Nigeria that those who presume to demand to be treated decently as human beings, governed and protected by law, are serially assaulted and murdered. Chinedu Agwu is there in prison in Owerri today. What was he saying? He criticized the governor. That is the country we have built. Those who need to be afraid of the Nigerian state are those demanding that it should treat them both as citizens and as human beings. But those who go around marauding and killing Nigerians, regardless of their ethnicity or religion, the Nigerian state has no problem with those ones. So the Nigerian state is afraid of having itself yoked to the rule of law and having the citizens, quote and unquote, treated as citizens and no longer as victims. That is what the Nigerian state is afraid of. Accountability in any way, shape or form. It does not like it.
Speaking of Nigerians being killed, another part of this conversation is the number of Nigerians that have met their untimely death at the hands of what police in the southeast will call criminal elements associated with IPOB. And at the heart of this is also the Simon Ekpa factor. And the southeast is divided over this. How much of this would you attribute to the influence of the man that is at the heart of this agitation from yesterday, which would be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you believe that it is part of what he should answer to amid this trial?
Well, let me remind us of a Yoruba proverb. He says, you say to the cripple that, oh, your load is askew, and it reminds you that perhaps you should be looking at his feet instead of focusing on his head. Nnamdi Kanu is a reaction to genuine grievances. Ndi Igbo, since the end of the Civil War, has proven to be the testing ground for all the madness that afflicts Nigeria. Absolutely. What was once restricted strictly for the Igbos have now been democratized for everybody. Absolutely. The Nigerian citizen is essentially a Biafran. The question to ask is this: why is Nnamdi Kanu agitating, and why is he supported by the rank and file of Ndi Igbo? A lot of people are unhappy with his methodologies, yes, but there has been nobody who has been able to come out to credibly challenge the genuineness of the grievances that he's fighting for, or rather fighting against. Let us be clear. We can bellyache about his methods from now till kingdom come, and I have been very vocal in condemning his method. But nobody in their right mind can argue against the fact that Ndi Igbo, just like every other Nigerian who is not a member of the ruling class, has been seriously marginalized in Nigeria and is not even treated decently like a human being. So if we want to talk about the criminalities that has also affected that struggle, let me remind you that it is in this country that we started hearing how Asari Dokubo has been contracted by certain states to hatch and bear arms on behalf of the Nigerian state. He said as much inside the council chamber of the Nigerian state in Aso Rock at the beginning of Tinubu's regime when he was there vibrating. We don't even know and cannot say for sure whether this madness can be traced directly to Nnamdi Kanu and his cohorts. I am not his lawyer. I'll let his lawyer handle that. But the fact is this: there is no way to say with certainty that state-sponsored actors are not equally involved in the madness that has overtaken the Southeast. And if you are going to deal with that madness, you would have to go to the root. What is causing the grievances? What is at the root of the grievances? What is it that the Igbo man is complaining about? Why is it that this place has remained in turmoil? If it's just about Nnamdi Kanu, it will be over. You've had him locked up for like 3 years, and even before then, he was mostly on the run. So the point is, take away the grievances, and the agitations will dry up. As long as the headlights persist, the fingernail will remain blood-stained. That is a reality. Nnamdi Kanu might not be to your taste, but you should ask yourself, and I'm saying this to everybody who might have reason to have quarreled with him, as I have, why is his agitation resonating with his people? Because it is true. So if the Nigerian state is interested in dealing with the criminalities and everything, let it go first to the root of the problem, the inequitable treatment of Nigerians. It is just unfortunate that the Igbo man is the one we are speaking about, but there is nothing that hails him today that does not hail each and every Nigerian regardless of where they are. It is inequity that is at the root of everything.
You see, I thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama that there are still people, men of conscience. You see, You see how this evil, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talk about evil media, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speak about how evil Nigerian media is, these people, the kind of scripts they write, the kind of things they write, you begin to wonder. It takes only somebody that is genuinely independent of heart to come and speak his mind. You see how they want to cage Dele Faro to me? When they have seen that he's making a case for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, now they brought in Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Liberation Army of Biafra and the ESI. They brought it in. They now say, don't you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be answering for this? You see, and you see, each time they throw this, they forget the origin of the whole cocoa, and that is what Dele Faro to me, a very wonderful step he took today. You say, don't you think he has to be answering for Mazi Simon Ekpa and the activities of other groups, armed group? And you just imagine these people. They will never look at the critical issue, and that is what Dele Faro had just done. He just told them in their station and everybody that cares to listen. Have you asked yourself, what is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fighting for? In as much you don't like his methodology, you don't like the way he's going about it, but that thing he's fighting for, can you say it is not a genuine concern? Can anybody on the planet Earth come and say that the concern of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not genuine? And when you begin to accuse this one, do you know what gave it? It is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that gave birth to Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is the condition of the Biafra people that gave birth to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave birth to Mazi Simon Ekpa. So trying to drag these people into this, talk about the cause, the original cause of the problem, the source of the problem, the source, which is supposed to be the bone of contention, the marginalization, the killing of Biafran people, the genocide going on against Biafra. And as Dele Faro said, I agree with him 100%, because today, they thought it was just about the Biafran people. Before, Nigerian people think it's about the Biafran people alone, but today, everybody is facing the same situation. Look at Showore, in and out of the court. Showore is not a Biafran. He doesn't confess Biafra. Showore is just a human rights activist talking about humanity. Look at where he's dragging him in and out of the court. And that is one thing that the case of Showore, this very protest have made. The protests have exposed Nigeria that when you that call yourself a one Nigeria, you think that this thing is about Biafra people. Oh, they should stop. No, that they marginalize. You think it's about Biafra people. It will get to everybody. It will get to everybody. Everybody will have a taste of it. Every single one of them, everybody, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Middle Belt, whatever you are going to face a test of it. You can continue to be scared and run away. The only people that have the confidence to confront the problem and focus on the solution is the Biafran people. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. That is why we are asking for the disintegration of the zoo. Conduct a referendum. Let everybody decide what they want, where they want to be, and be there. Save yourself this problem. Save yourself this shame. Conduct it. Let every man go his separate ways. Recognize the referendum have been conducted by Biafran people, which our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa conducted. Recognize it. If you don't recognize the referendum, conduct your own. Let the people take their decision. It is not out of wickedness, not out of jealousy or envy. It is the right thing to do. Let the people make their decision what they want. When we talk about this separation does not mean we will be enemies. Separation doesn't mean we'll be enemies. We will do business together. We can still intermarry. We can still do so many things together. Countries that broke up in the former USSR, Russia, they still intermarry up to today. They still do business together. They still live and travel to both other places. Go to Asia, the same thing. People that broke up, they are still intermarried. They are still doing business together. People live from both sides. So when we demand for the same thing in Nigeria, it is not a crime. All we are saying, let people have a boundary so that the destructive diversity will die a natural death. This interest of pursuit of resources, of pursuit of land will die. Because when you know your boundaries, you will focus on your boundaries, protect your own land, and develop your own land. That is what we are talking about. But as long as you leave that border open, the pursuit of land grabbing will continue. The pursuit of resources will continue. The destructive diversity will continue. The problem is not the region. It's not your tongue. The problem lies in the boundary. Let those who believe in the caliphate know their boundary and build their caliphate within that area. Those that believe in the monarchical system should build their boundary and let them exist in that area. Those that like secular system, build their own boundary and practice it within that area. People on each and every one of them can still travel around and visit each other. They can still intermarry if they want to. It doesn't stop them. But once you step away from this boundary, you enter the other boundary, you know your limitations. You move from here, you go there, you know your limitations. That is what we are calling for. Why is it difficult for anybody to understand? Why is it difficult for the international communities to weigh in into this matter and solve this problem, save humanity once and for all? Save humanity, that is what we are crying for. Save humanity in Nigeria. Why is it a difficult task? Why are they running away from this fact? Why? The man that just spoke now is a Yoruba man, Dele Farotimi. A Yoruba man. Look at his presentation from A to Z. Even when they try to drag him, he made it very clear what the problem is. If you want to solve it, look at what you're going to do. It is not just about the Biafran people. Are their complaints genuine? Very, very genuine. Very, very genuine. Can you stop it by detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You only increase it. Can you stop it by detaining Mazi Sawaneba? You only increase it. It is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not about Mazi Sawaneba. It is about every indigenous Biafran person from the old Southeastern region. That blood flowed inside us. Take our leaders away. In the next decade, we will continue to pursue the cause of Biafra. And there's nothing you can do about it. Let us hear the conclusion of their work. His
agitation does resonate with the people, and there were reports that the Southeast was also represented yesterday, but that's one side of the story. There were also protests against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. We saw some people from the Southeast carrying pictures of those who had been killed in the past few years. But let's talk about another critical part of it, Mr. Farotimi, which is the court order that the police cited repeatedly so yesterday during our sister political program. How do you view this court order against the backdrop of Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution, which guarantees Nigerians' right to protest? And what does this mean for the fate of protest in Nigeria?
Number one, this question should help you to see the lie that is called Nigeria. Constitution. That is suggestive of something that the people came together to give to themselves. A band of bandits wrote what you are calling the Constitution, and the section you are citing is as useless as the persons who crafted it. And I would explain myself. In a democracy, there should never be a need for a police permit before you may have a protest. That the police was informed was so that they will provide security.
Yes.
That a court would presume to curtail the right of citizens to protest peacefully in a democracy is even suggestive of the fact that you are not in a democracy, you are only mimicking and pretending to be in a democracy. It is actually completely unheard of that in a democracy, citizens are required to obtain the permit of their paid employees before they may congregate peacefully. So when you talk about the police and the order it was waving around, I'm sorry, Obasanjo was the president of this country, so was Jonathan. And you don't have to listen to Dele Farotimi, you can listen to the professor of law, Oshibadu. Our judiciary is unfit for purpose. It does exactly as it is told by the executive, and it does not serve the cause of justice. So that they are brandishing something and waving it around, you cannot restrict. A order is only as useful as its lawfulness. You can say people should, you can arrest those who are violent in protesting, you can arrest those who break the law, but there should never be a situation where you are saying citizens cannot protest. So that the Nigerian police was busy waving an order, and I have been the victim of a court that tried me and sent that remanded me in prison custody on a non-existent law. So what kind of law court order is going to stop citizens who are not out for violence from peacefully showing their displeasure with the government? Why I don't join protests is because I know that they are merely protesting to the deaf. How do you tell the deaf you don't like what is being done to you? A person who is intent on not hearing you, why are you wasting your time shouting at him? It's a waste of time. The Nigerian state is deaf. It does not listen. So those who protest to the Nigerian state, when you talk about protest, it's suggestive of a person saying, no, I'm not happy with what you are doing. And he kept saying, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with this. The expectation is that the person to whom you are protesting have the capacity to hear you, and having heard you, he will recalibrate and do the right thing. It has never happened that the Nigerian state recalibrated and did the right thing.
Never.
NSAT,
Never.
They changed the name to SWAT. Today is RRS. It is the character and nature that has not changed. The Nigerian state does not change anything for anybody. It is not interested in pleasing those who presume themselves to be citizens. It doesn't care.
Oh, Mr. Farotimi, quite a number of issues to unpack. I was just looking at one of your posts that you made a few days ago. You talked about a campaign of violence and displacement in northern and middle belt Nigeria, saying it constitutes a calculated, current and long-running genocide against Christian communities and other religious minorities without any reasonable doubt. This is a conversation that is burning. Perhaps in the coming days we'll get to unpack it. But if you were to just speak one line, because we're totally out of time, but that caught my attention. One line to that.
Let me be clear about this. I am not one of those waiting for America or some other country to come and save us. It is up to us to save ourselves.
Definitely.
And I don't need Renault's prepackaged American to tell me the truth of what I have been shouting in my country for over 6, 7, 8 years.
Yes,
there is a genocide going on in Nigeria. The Nigerian state is complicit in it, and the victims are largely Christians and other minorities in the northeast, in the northwest, and in the middle belt. I don't need the Americans to tell me that. And I don't need the Americans to establish the complicity of the APC and the Buhari junta. It was Baraje that told all of us in Nigeria, heard him say it in 2016 at his 70th birthday anniversary. The APC imported terrorists into Nigeria. Commodore Lawume was sat in your studio when he informed the whole of Nigerians that as far back as 2016, a list was compiled and given to President Buhari of sponsors of terrorism in his government. And he's also mentioned at that time that there were state governors who were sponsors of terrorism. All these people are still in Nigeria today. I don't need the Americans to tell me what I have seen, what I have heard, and what eyewitnesses have told me. The complicity of the Nigerian state has been established beyond reasonable doubt. And it should stop lying to itself and face the fact of what is before us.
Well, Mr. Farotimi, we have to thank you so much for your time on the program today. We've been speaking with civil rights activist, Mr. Dele Farotimi. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Wow. This was a bombshell. This is a very, what else do I have to say? What else do I have to say? This is somebody making a case, not even a Biafran, a neutral person, and he has spoken the mind of a human rights activist, the mind of anyone that has humanity in him, the mind of the Biafran people. What else am I going to add to what he said? But in going further, you see that everything he said has exposed Nigerian government and their evil. It has exposed the same media that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu warned. You see that their action, the reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't spare them, you still saw it in this very interview. But Delefaro to me gave it to them in a way that even the presenters, they got shocked. They will go back and they will repent if they can. Because we know they are unrepentant. Just like Delefaro to me said, he said, going out to protest is a waste of time because Nigerian government is deaf. They will not hear you. That is why he doesn't participate. And I agree with him. Going out to protest is a waste of time. Which protest have yielded fruit? NSAS, they even taking life of, after taking life of people, instead of removing the SARS, they changed their name and gave them new uniform and promoted most of them. You talk about end bad governance. They took innocent life, locked them up. Some of them are still in detention up to today, and nothing changed. It is so sad. Yeah, welcome, my brother Max. Thank you so much for joining, my brother Max. You're welcome. Go ahead and take the mic.
Thank you, Mazi, and good morning to you. May God bless you with this work that you are doing, both in the morning and the evening section. It's not easy. I wonder how you take care of yourself. And I would like to use this opportunity to salute the wife. For every successful man, there is a strong woman behind him. And that is what I see in your wife. May God continue to bless her. You see? May God never, make her to say, oh, my husband, what you are doing is affecting me. May God continue to give her the same spirit to support you in everything that you do. You are doing it for humanity, and the humanity is going to pay you. God will also pay you. You will be remembered for all the great things that you have done since the time I met you from Sister Linda TV program. God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. God bless the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. May God bless my Nemoche DPM. May God bless every of our people, both in the diaspora and in the homeland. May God give them the strength to withstand the evil authorities, evil intentions of the Nigerian government against them. Our only crime is that we said we don't want to belong. And as bad as their constitution is, their constitution of 1999 did not criminalize anybody that decides to say, I don't want to live with you anymore. But they are forcing us, buying us, maiming us whenever we say we want to live. It is well with us, and Chukwu Okike Abiama will definitely hear our prayers. You see, there is something I want to touch. I want to touch on. I agree, with on everything my brother said, Delefaro to me. But there are some aspects that I did not agree with him. I disagree with him.
My brother.
One of the part that I disagree with him is this. You need America. You need China. You need Russia. You need North Korea in the fight for your freedom. If possible, get one. If possible, get one. History has taught us this. We lost. Anybody that told you that, no vanquish, no conquer, no vanquish. We were vanquished. We were conquered. 1967 to 1970, we were dealt with. We surrendered because we could not afford to see our people with those swollen stomach, protruding stomach, lanky limbs, and the big heads as a result of kwashiorkor. We need them. The reason why you see Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger standing toe-to-toe against France is because of the person that is drumming the drum for them and they are dancing. We need them. These are the same people that will take your matters. These are the same people that will listen to you in the United Nations. Is there any African country in the United Nations Security Council where decisions are made and unmade? No. No. And if wishes were to be horses, Nigeria could have been taken over that thing. God forbid. Say Nigeria is a member of the United Nations Security Council, and we will be here today to talk. In fact, any country that where you stay and be talking, they will also go there and veto and try to, put their force to make sure that we are taken away from where the real Biafrans are, residing and talking the way they are talking. We need them. Yes, Nigeria is deaf. And a hunter said, since the bird had learned how to fly without perching, the hunter will also learn how to shoot without aiming.
Shoot without aiming.
Yes. You still learn how to shoot without aiming. The reason why you think that Biafran people are novices? Are we novices? You think that we don't have sense? You think that we don't articulate? We came out. Biafran people, Biafran agitators came out. What did they do to us? The referee to me was around. He saw most of the things that happened to the Biafran agitators. They pied us in secondary school even when they were doing keep fit training, exercising themselves. They went in there, they level, they spray their live munitions on our people. Some were pied, some were maimed for life. They went to several places. They went to Ngwa High School in Aba. They maimed, they beat. They got our people beaten. Some, their hands were broken. Some, their heads were flowing with blood. Those that the bullet could not get. Biafran say no. Biafran say no. Demonstration, protests will not help us. We are going to resort into what? Sitting at home. Some of them criticized it. Some of them criticized that, resort that the Biafran people took. Because Nigerian government is like those antichrist that was prophesied in the Bible, that hot iron will pass into their head, their brain were cooked. They had no soul anymore. They had no sympathy. They had no human feeling at all. That is how the Nigerian government is. Nigerian government, a hot iron has passed into their brain. They don't have no human sympathy at all. The only thing they would do to you is to unleash the venom. Their Ejirimara, their AKA, the use of force. The use of force. When I was there, I never engaged on such things unless I am attacked. Unless I am attacked with the same force that you've attacked me, is the same force that I'm going to release to you. And for me, as a professional, I know where to put them. I know where to place those groundnuts. I know where to place them so that you will not buy outrightly, so that you will still have your life, but you will feel the pains. If my life was threatened when I was still there with them, but today, that is not the professionalism that they are known for. They are known to point blank buy. And who are they buying? Those that are carrying flags, flying flags, chanting. We want out to, we don't want Nigeria, we want out to end SARS, to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they throw them canisters and live bullets, live munitions. My brother, for Delefaro to me, we need people that are stronger than Nigeria and their associates. Remember that there is no foreign country that has something economically to gain from Nigeria that will allow Biafra or Oduduwa to be free. That is one thing you should know. There is no country in the world. United Kingdom is the primary beacon that is holding that country. That is the reason why this caliphate-controlled government of Nigeria will come and tell you that the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct. Sacrosanct, my foot. Did you consult me before joining me, before amalgamating me? It was through conquest. And when they were leaving, they were ruling indirectly. Do you think that those people will allow you? Do you know how much Nigeria is contributing to Commonwealth nations? Do you know how much Nigeria is sending? Because these people, look at how they do their things. In the United Kingdom, the pain. It is only when the action has been done. When you wake up to work, that is the time you will recognize that, yes, there is pain on my leg. What happened to me? That is how United Kingdom does things. Go and check the British Petroleum. Which people control it? Shell. They use the Dutch, but it be them where they control it. Come to Ghana here, Anglo Gold. Who get them? Anglo Gold. Formerly it was Ashanti Gold. Ashanti Gold, Ghana for name. Our name there, Ashanti Gold. But the people where they do the underground, it be who? The people where they collect the proceeds, it be who? Go to their gold vault in the United Kingdom. Does the United Kingdom have a gold mine in the United Kingdom? Where did they pick it from? They stole it using their conglomerate, using their affiliates. That's what they do. In Botswana, go and check, read the history of the Indians, and the Indians will tell you what these people did to them. Today, I don't think they can try the Indians. Go and see the noise over there, Massachusetts. It was unprecedented. The number was huge. How did they kill? They were protecting their business empire, crude oil, gas, and the human resource. That is the reason why that is so much beneficial to them. We need people that are equivalent, that are equipped in the same proportion that the United Kingdom is equipped. We are not nuclear powered. The reason why the world is afraid of North Korea today is because of their nuclear warhead that they have. That is what that would trigger fear. Anybody that is coming to attack you will have that second thought that if we do this, these people will also do to us. You will get them, you will deal with them with your own superior force, but they will also inflict casualties, in an enormous, scale on you too, because what they have also can also generate that kind of power and devastation that you also going to send to them. We need them. That is where I disagree with my brother Farotimi. He is a great man, and we always agree to disagree. I like him so much. He's outspoken. He has witnessed all the ordeals and the ill treatment in the hands of the Nigerian government. He knows it, and nobody will tell him otherwise. So I agree with him. I don't need the American or anybody to tell me that genocide is committed. We know about this thing since from the, since when? Since when? In Switzerland, a cartoon was drawn of their, whatever. They call it religious war in the north. Do you know how many people that were died in the north as at that time? When Saddam Hussein was fired by American forces, the Allied forces, what happened? People were attacked. Churches were burnt. That is the time, these things you are seeing now, these things has been happening a long, long time ago.
Of course,
Sharia
today,
law. Yeah, so Sharia war, Sharia protests 2000, January 2000, churches were burnt. I harbored family, 2 sets of families of about 10 people in my own apartment because I was on outside duty that time. Those ones that ran at that headquarters, divisional headquarters, where I was performing my guard duties as a guard commander, water guard commander. I have to take them with the security vehicles to the barracks, where especially women and children. 2000. That's 2000. Before they now start to give them this kind of, before this man came, the same people. I don't need anybody to tell me that there is, there is true Islamization agenda that is ongoing in Nigeria. I don't need anybody to tell me there are ethnic cleansing. I don't need anybody to tell me, because these are things that we have witnessed before. But we need people to support us in the cause of our freedom, because you are not just fighting Nigeria alone. You are fighting powerful nations, powerful business companies, powerful, conglomerates, bureaucrats right across the world that have economic interest in Nigeria. They are the one. And you are also fighting some of the Islamic countries that prefer an Islamic Nigeria than a secular Nigeria, like Saudi Arabia and the rest of them. I have to call them because they took part in keeping Nigeria one from 1967 to 1970. Egypt, they are all there. We must call them. We must call them out. We must call them out so that they will not try to make such mistake they made in 1967 to 1970 that led to the fall of Biafra. And we are here to pick it up. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Ayo.
Thank you so much, my brother Max. Thank you so much. In terms of that statement of Dele Farotimi, I think he was talking about people leaving their responsibility to others. I think that's not in terms of saying people who you don't need outside. Of course, definitely everybody needs that outside cooperation. You need that, more especially in our own case, in freedom fighting, we need the international communities to pay attention. And at the same time, we have our responsibilities. We cannot say we fold our hands and wait for them to do everything for us. Just like if you watch the strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the way he was going to say, as we fire them, police, police and the army doesn't just come like that. There something must be happening before they appear. And they will want you to create that opportunity. It is you and I that will create that opportunity for them to be able to intervene. That's how I understand it in my own times. I understand it that way. That's why I didn't pick it offense on him, because so many of us, especially black people, we always leave our responsibility. Some will say it's God. God will do it for me. They leave everything for God. Even the one that they are supposed to do, they will leave it for God. Likewise, in this struggle, some people just leave everything. They are waiting for a miracle to happen. They will not do their own part. So we have our own responsibility that we must have to focus on before we can be able to then attract that outside intervention to come in. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, Mazi Chuk, we are saying the same thing. But I see what I want to say is this. We have done everything within our limit. Tell me, what have we not done? Even those that were heading us has been isolated. They are now incommunicado. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is there. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is there. And we are not relenting. We are still doing what we want, because freedom is very, very important in anybody's life. If I were to be America, if I were to be leading America, I repeat, if I were to be leading America, I would not wait until people are paid in the scale that they are being paid in Nigeria before I speak out. I will not wait. If I were Guterres, I will not wait until people are paid the way they are being paid. My brother, tell me, The number of people that are quiet in Nigeria, especially Christians, is it equivalent to the Rohingya Muslims? Did you see what the United Nations did when Rohingya were attacked? Did you see that? The people, look at Gaza. Look at Gaza. How many people are in northern Gaza? 2-point-something million people. How many people are in Oduduwa nation and in Biafra nation? How many people have they died since they started their, their show of force, the violent show of force on the agitators? Why are they keeping quiet? Why are they keeping quiet? Or because we are not fair-skinned people? Is that the reason? You see, we have to, even when the Lekito Gate, when they massacred those innocent people, what did the world did? Did you remember what CNN wrote? That there is no evidence that live munitions were used. That was what they wrote. That was what they wrote. You understand? These people, they have connections. Even the people that we are fighting to pull away from them, they have representative in the United Nations there. Amina, is it Amina Mohammed or Amina Ahmed or Amina Yusuf? It was the late imposter that put that woman there. I don't know if her time is not reached for her to be removed. She cannot speak. Look at how they bought all of them. Even the Lebanese were telling the world that there is nothing like Christian genocide committed. Then you want to tell me that you have more information and intelligence than all the diplomatic communities that are in Nigeria. You want to tell me that you are more in intelligence gathering than T.Y. Danjuma, the former chief of army staff? Is that what you want to tell me? That you have more intelligence gathering? You know too much about, Nigeria, more than these people that are privy firsthand to every security information that is being sent out in that space? The world, I believe, I don't know whether this conspiracy theory that I want to put here is there. Maybe they want the population of Nigeria reduced. That is why they keep quiet. Why all these things are these people are dealing with us. And I will suggest to them, instead of you, as long as you have given the armed Fulani, the terrorists, the opportunity to carry arms at will and roam the street, allow us also to carry our own arms to defend ourselves. And don't come to take our arms from us. Give us the same thing. And let us, that is what I ask them to do. Since they cannot defend the innocent, unarmed, innocent people, allow us, we didn't say give us, allow us to acquire the same force that these people are using to come in our land to deal with us, to defend our land and ourselves. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. Brother Grace, unmute yourself and speak to us, Brother Grace.
Good morning, Mazi.
Good morning, my brother.
Ramas, good morning, sir. Am I coming out?
We can hear you. Go ahead,
yes, yes.
Okay. Maz, I want to appreciate you for your good work. You are doing well.
Thank you.
Just like Maz was saying, further to me, I be in the forefront of saying the truth. I think formerly I've been in protest, but from what he has said, the way the Nigerian happening to him, maybe his people, because now you know that they have given him a title after the last imprisonment, they bring him out and give him a title, so he can't go into protest as a title man. That is one. Two is that what is going on is that we are not preparing ahead. We relax. There's something what the Bible said that the children of the darkness are more wiser than the children of the kingdom. So what we see is a planned program that Islam have planned. Imagine in America, the Trump envoy for Africa and Asia is an Asian man, is a Lebanese. He's an Lebanese. What report are we going to give concerning where the Christians being massacred? And then when you look at what is going on, the Islamic world have planned agenda to. In fact, they plan big. They have bigger plan. What you say? They're too greedy. The agenda is that they have in mind, even up to today, they're going to conquer the whole world. Every whole world will submit to them, and they are planning it, and it's working out. They are the one they plant Obama and the co in the American system. They, when you go to UK, they plant a lot of people, whether the person is Islam or tribe or other religions, to make them compete in their house and then become a government, become a prime minister. When they come there, they water down the system and then allow them to have their way into the system. That's why in the United Kingdom now you see that United Kingdom are struggling to take their country back from the Islamic agent. They find it difficult now. They're looking who will bear the cat because the foreigners have taken over the parliamentarians. And that's why it will not surprise you by tomorrow that young Yoruba lady that is the head of their party will take over the parliamentarian head. And when you go, they don't know where the area is coming from. You don't know the area is coming from. And when you go there, Kerry Bedlock, you don't know the principle of United Kingdom. He only there try to bring her name so that we know her. And then the Islamic agent will keep on pushing up the narrative and taking over the land. And that's what Trump came. That's what the Islamic world don't want to hear any name called Trump. They don't want to hear it. Irritating them. Then who is the person who rise up in the American Parliament and talk about Christian genetics? It's not Cruz. Cruz is America. And then when you look at what is happening, they have their system. They planted their system. They doesn't care whether you are Islam immediately, but they will plant the narrative and put you. That's why they put all of them and many of them in Igbo land, who is a Christian by name, but in attitude and character they are Muslims, supporting the agenda. And whatever they say, they take. That is the challenge. And we the Christians are sleeping. Is it not in this country that a Catholic bishop and start encounter a fellow Catholic bishop who was crying to the America to come and help him? That the state have been, his diocese and the state have been taken over, and the governor and everybody are not doing anything. They are culprits in all those things. And then another Catholic bishop had to go to the loam and stand there and counter it, said that it's not true, that there's no genocide. They should give them time.
Imagine.
They should give them time to settle the peace. But since my mother born me, I grew up, I've been hearing about Bishop Kuka in the government system. He have not achieved anything to the church.
No,
but every government that come up,
not talking rubbish.
Every government that comes to this country will still use Bishop Kuka.
Exactly.
A fellow Catholic, as the name of P2B, was contesting, sponsoring the Catholic institutions in Nigeria, but Kuka supported Tinubu, telling us that Tinubu is the only person who has prepared for leadership for many years. And Tinubu literally lead the election. Kuka go and speak a keynote address in the inauguration day. The man that called a criminals and put a bishop clothes to insult the bishops, and then we supported him.
You didn't see anything wrong in it.
And the same man that give Bishop Kuka a appointment and a vice chancellor of university, he accepted. What are you going to tell us? What are you going to tell us? So all this is unfolding because we keep silence for long. And the demand was there. See what the Christians, what have you said about what the Christians and Igbos are suffering in this country? But Igbos are the tamponing, promoting the Catholicism in this country. Any part of the north and the west, you see a mighty buildings, church buildings, more especially Catholic, Igbos are built it. No other indigenous is not even to 2% there. And the Igbos are suffering every day. They're interested of money, not interested of our well-being. And then when they come, they put on Lagali as a bishop and priest and deceive us because that we have given our mind to Christianity and then forget about everything. So I think the Christians in Nigeria, and what one man was saying one way, he said that song where they said the world is not my home, heaven is my home, is a deceptive music. The Christians, they use it and take our mind. Then earlier, the Christians said that the world is not our home, heaven is my home. And then we do it in practical, we forget about the world. And then now we want to claim the world because the people of the world have taken over the world and they're punishing us. We want to take it back. And that's what we are fighting now. We leave the political arena, we leave everything in the hand of the world, those who believe in the world, and then we hope on heaven. We don't want to make the world to be a better place for us. Now, those people have finally taken over the world, and then we wanted to get it back because we went to live our life in order to get that heaven. But initially, we didn't know about it. And that is the challenges. And that's what we are fighting in Nigeria now. Now we want to take it back, but they have corrupted every system. Every 4 years, they keep on producing more criminals. And we're thinking we're going to go into democracy. I'm being irritated when I stay in the church and the priest talk about Nigerian politics. He pushed me to leave the church and go and sit one place. When they finish, I'll come back. Because what they're telling us is the truth they know. They hide because of what they gain from government and then pass bad narrative to us in the name of preaching us the word of God. So and we're taking it. And that's what we're suffering. It's high time we rise up. We hold our faith and then still have our life to live and our life to protect. If we didn't do that, the future is very dangerous. So, Father to me is one of the person we know that said the truth as it is. He doesn't fear. He said the truth. But one of he said that he stopped protesting because when we are protesting does not hear. Yes, but we cannot stop protesting.
We will not stop.
Cannot. If a blind person didn't hear, he have eyes. He can see people moving. He will ask, who are those? What is happening? Then they will give him sign what is happening. They will write it in paper and tell him this is what they're protesting. Since he doesn't hear the voice, they write in paper, tell him what they're doing. If government say that it doesn't irritate, why are they stopping Showere? Yesterday, I think you can see yesterday.
Under protest today.
Yesterday when they released him, don't you see what Nigeria was put to shame? How they were singing from the prison, coming out and moving the street, still echoing releasing Nnamdi Kanu and telling them that he's going to Lagos today if he's free a flight. They tell him Sowolu will not. They say, who is Sowolu? The law is made for himself, not for him. That he's no longer afraid. They know that he's no longer afraid of prison. What is happening is Yoruba people are persuading him to sub pedal and the rest. Not that they can do him anything. But I trust the man, he cannot back up. And the more, if he enter Lagos for protest, Lagos will be in trouble now. They know. So we keep on protesting those who have to protest. Just as he said, there's some set of people who cannot protest. When you see them, they take them as animal. Just as Yoruba said that Igbos are baboons, we're animals, we're monkeys. And that's how they see us. Once we come to protest, if you see monkey in the bush, you have to kill them. So those who come out at we feel on their back and go ahead and protesting. One day, the world is hearing what is going on. Yes. One day. they, as we used to say, the king who didn't know Joseph will rise up, and then he make a statement, and then everybody will submit. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. And we are going to be ending up here. I appreciate you for that wonderful, wonderful contribution. And my brother Maxwell, I appreciate you for the wonderful contribution. So we are going to be ending the program here so that I can be able to come back in the evening. I have to take care of other personal needs and work. And then I will come back later on in the evening. If you have time, you can join us on our evening program that we are hosting. In the evening program, we start our evening program by that's around 5:30 in the evening Biafran time. So if you have time, 5:30, you can join us on the evening program. In the evening program, we spend only 1 hour. After 1 hour, we are done. So only in the morning, we take up to 3, 4, 5 hours. So in the evening, only just 1 hour. After 1 hour, we are done. So try as much as possible to join us if you can. Share the program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Touch the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we come online. You can join us on time. Start with us and end with us. There are very important videos I play at the beginning. Those are reminders. The word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the word of our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi. Very, very important so that we don't forget. Very soon we're going to focus on the battle of Mazi Nnamdi. He is not forgotten. He's in our heart. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has everything to do with him. And whatever happens here has implication also in his case. So we will continue to do our best to see that we get our freedom. My beloved brother Maxwell, give us your closing remark as we round up.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mazi Chooks. My brother Namoche in the studio. All of you that are in the comment section, I say may God continue to bless you. The blessing of today, which is Tuesday, be your portion. And may God protect and guide you and provide for each and every one of us. I am using this opportunity to tell you people that we are mourning in Ghana. We are mourning in Ghana. We lost our former First Lady, I think about 3 or 4 days ago or thereabout, Dr. Nana Kunedu Rawlings. So the wife of Lawrence, yes, the wife is also dead, 76 years old. So yeah, we are mourning that great daughter of the Ashanti Kingdom. Very, very great woman, kind-hearted, outspoken, the longest served First Lady from military down to civil. The woman was a great woman, and we love her so much. And wherever she is now, I say may God continue to keep her in his bosom. Amen. And give the family the fortitude to bear that great loss. She was just only 76, very strong, and nobody knew what was going on into her system. But may glory be to God in everything. He said in everything we should give him glory. Yes. Now, my people, I will still tell you people that ndị Igbo so na ma ụlọ edubeghị n'elu ntụmaka ya agaghị ibe ọ bụ otu ndị mgbachi tụọla ilulu ma ụlọ adịghị dula elu ntụmaka ya agaghị ibe. Until that house is roofed, they will be continue to point a hand that there and there. That is what we are facing. If Biafra is not here, universally recognized, and the enemies that are occupying the land are chased out, we will never rest. When you eat, when you drink, remember that. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless each and every one of you. I love you. From my little beautiful city of Bologatanga in Aba region. I love you. Thank you for having me.
We love you too. Our greetings to the people of Bogatanga. Send our greetings to them. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, my brother Max. You are a very big brother, a very good brother, always with us here, fighting the battle in the forefront, standing up for what is right. We appreciate you, and may Chukwu Ebuka be my guide and protect you, my brother. Stay blessed, and may blessings follow you everywhere you go. Let's go to our beloved brother. Go ahead, brother Grace. Give us your closing remark as we round up on the program.
Okay, Mazi. My condolences to the Ghanaian people.
Yeah.
You know, is a great woman indeed. They are the pillar that make Ghana what they become today, what they are today. Mazi, I was saying that when the Biafra come, Mas will be an Igbo teacher.
Yes, so
Mas will be an Igbo teacher because he speaks Igbo, and I heard as Igbo carry my brother. Me know how to talk about Katara Mas. So we thank God. I want to appreciate every one of us. I want to appreciate you, Matthew. It's not easy. God with your strength. The Bible says that every work has a reward. And the scripture says that
what's happening?
God will reward you. We encourage ourselves, we encourage everybody. I will pray that our journey will begin. We can never give up until it is over. The Biafra is at the corner. Those who know should know.
Yes.
It is a time. So I think this is the final. That is the injury time we are. Everybody have come to know. The government have come to know that there's nothing you can do, neither Biafra or Biafra. And then we pray that God in heaven will see us through. Mazi said that God in heaven is a God of justice. And the God of justice has risen. God of justice has risen. The judge, he was irritating. If you follow the process, the questions and counter questions of Mazi with the judge, you know that the judge himself is afraid.
Yes.
Judge himself is afraid. God is on our side, and because God is on our side, victory is sure. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you, Brother Grace. I thank you so much for your wonderful, wonderful contributions, helping us to join and talk to Biafran. This is our platform, Biafran platform, where we continue to speak to our fellow Biafrans. Everybody sees the opportunity. I am just here to manage the platform. The platform belongs to every one of us. Anytime you join us, don't be on the comment section. Come out and speak your mind. Whatever be your own opinion, even if you have a contrary opinion to what we are saying, feel free. Click the link, come in, just be civil and make your case. You must not agree with everything we say here. You must not agree. You are entitled to your own opinion. If you want to share it with us, feel free to share with us. If you have a superior argument, don't fail to join us in any of our programs. Click the link and come in and express yourself. Nobody's going to attack you. Nobody's going to insult you. Here, we don't insult people. We don't attack people. We allow people to express their opinion. It is a platform for the people, for public opinion. So I appreciate every of my speaker, my brother Maxwell and my brother Grace, I thank you all for all your support, constantly making Biafrans to get this aspect of world messages and making sure that we stand strong and continue on the path of freedom. May Chukwu become my God and protect all of you. I thank you all for being there. And today, we have done it as always. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no case submission. Echo beyond the walls of Abuja. It is a voice of nation demanding the breath free. We want them to allow us to breathe. We want them to allow us to breathe. That is what that no case submission is. It is the voice of nation demanding to breathe free. Nigeria has failed to prove any case because truth has no case to answer. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu walked into the court and he first of all spoke about justice, he invoked the God of justice in the court. I knew that something is going to happen. And I bet you the voice of justice, the God of justice never remains silent. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu walked in. First thing he did was to invoke the God of justice. And he called the attention of the press to report it. Nigeria has failed to prove any case against him because truth has no case to answer. The time has come for justice to speak, for freedom to reign, and for Biafra to rise. Biafra is not a crime. Freedom is not treason. Justice is not rebellion. We stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We stand with truth. We stand for Biafra. From ashes of oppression, Biafra shall rise again. I appreciate every one of you that have been with me in this very program. And I thank you all for your patience and standing on up to this minute. I will see you again later in the day when I come back. Try as much as possible to join us if you can. We continue. May Chukwu come and protect you, secure you, more especially those in Biafraland. No weapon of the enemy will have effect on you. No attack of the enemy will get you. No accidental discharge of the bullet will catch you. No kidnapper will see you. You will be protected. Chukwu Okekame will build a wall of fire around every Biafra, more especially those in Biafraland. You will stand, be alive, and raise the flag of Biafra. I pray for all the leaders of Biafra, wherever they may be, under any umbrella, more especially our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We pray for strength, for wisdom, for knowledge, for understanding. Pray for divine health. Pray for divine strength. We pray for divine protection. And we pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Herbert. We pray that Chukwu Okekame will turn everything around for his own good. For his word said that all things work for good to them that believe in Chukwu Okekame. May everything work for the good of our Prime Minister, Mazi Herbert. May he be protected. May he be secured. We pray for strength for him. May Chukwu Okekame put word into his mouth as we are waiting for his appeal. Everything is going to turn out for his own good. Thank you all for being part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. I say, may Chukwu Okekame guide and protect all of us. And we are going to see again, by grace of Chukwu Okekame, later in the day. We are going to see again. Try as much as possible to join us if you can, wherever you are. Join us by 5:30 p.m. Biafran time so that we can continue this message. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Bye-bye, everybody. Stay blessed.
Return.